Time to set the stage with the lights off. Let the little nigga breathe till the fight's lost. You ain't never like the room with the bright sauce. Hail Mary, they despise what the light brought. Let them roach niggas bleed if they can't see. sa.neter TV, what you can't be. They say that murder on my mind, now they can't breathe. Take a picture of the crew, that's your last peep. Oh, I need me your love, yeah, that's just me. Keep them jumping like some frogs, so they might be leave when the sun sets. And they don't really wanna bleed from the gunplay. And like mine, niggas smoking weed on the one-way street, nigga. Yeah, we see we outside with it. Pull up to debates like we might be with it on guard. Side these niggas like bullshit and they fraud. Let me chop them down with the sword. Walk them down like they live hard. This the toughest you gon' be in, we too hard. And you don't really want that smoke, my G. sa.neter TV, this the toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in, the toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in, the toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in, the toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in, the toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in, toughest environment, the toughest environment. Yeah, that's what he did. And messed up, like. He saved from up there where y'all at. He saved from New York. Well, upstate.
Upstate New York? Nah, we don't claim that.
Oh, screaming at the top of your lungs don't make you that guy. Try to watch my style and replay it, don't make you fly. Don't take a break, cause the fake like the snake. When the big dog away, all they do is clout chase. When I enter the room, all they do is bout face. Put them lions on my back, then ball with the minister. Side put me on there, everybody wanna mimic you. Yeah, I thought I told you we the toughest here. We be on the scene, niggas screen our shit. We the toughest you done seen, we the big boy clique. If he really want smoke, I pull up with him. Toughest environment, smoke city. I can tell by your energy, you ain't really woke. He showed up to debate, but he choked. No money in his pocket, boy broke. Shit, the only thing he can teach is hope. Kill a spider, drown a fish, stomp a rose, do something. But don't come on sa.neter with the stunt. Everybody over here getting money. Touche hit me up, told me gon' run it. Guess I'm Carl Lewis. You looking dumb foolish. Nigga way upstate making soft music. Boy, this the toughest environment, show you how to do it. Mr. Toughest environment, show you how to do it. We be on the scene, niggas screen our shit. We the toughest you done seen, we the big boy clique. If he really want smoke, I pull up with him. Toughest environment, smoke city. I can tell by your energy, you ain't really woke. He showed up to debate, but he choked. No money in his pocket, boy broke. Shit, the only thing he can teach is hope. We be on the scene, niggas screen our shit. We the toughest you done seen, we the big boy clique. If he really want smoke, I pull up with him. Toughest environment, smoke city. I can tell by your energy, you ain't really woke. He showed up to debate, but he choked. No money in his pocket, boy broke. Shit, the only thing he can teach is hope.
Yeah. Everybody, I already see what's going on, man. You already know what's up. It's about to go down right now. We all should be tired of seeing Captain Tazaryach always taking on the white boys, pastors. You know, this is an easy win for him. But the way you talk about Africa and the Africans, you should be able to face them head on, stop running, don't make up no excuses. The people want to see this, man. And so I need the people in the building in order to make this happen. The captain is saying that he want to see if the people want to see it. So I need y'all to come in, hit the link if you have to. Let the captain know we want to see this. I want to see you go up against Sekou. We want to see it because the captain is always running and ducking to the white boys and to the preachers and all that. We want to see you take on a mind that deals with science, that deals with all of this stuff, Captain. Enough of the running got to stop. This is what we want. So people, if you are in the chat, I want y'all to pump it up. Let them know that we want to see a real goddamn debate. We want to see something real, and Captain watching. He's watching. Let him know, stop running, stop ducking, because Sekou will keep pressure on him. You know what I'm saying? You always talking about the Africans, brother. So you're going to have to face them one day or another. You got to face an African. You know what I'm saying? Let me show you the encounter that they had over the phone. And you can see our captain was a little uncomfortable with dealing with Sekou. Watch this. Sekou, what up, brother?
Hi, sa.neter.
Come on, I got Captain Tazaryach here. He waiting on your question. Remember, you said call you. Here you go.
Oh, yes. I'm in a store at the moment, but let me just step out in a minute so I can be able to ask my questions.
Yeah, you should have kept that on for this one. Trust me.
Yeah.
And as you can see what the topic is going to be, all right? Sekou versus Tazaryach, Israel versus Africa, empirical facts versus faith and belief. That's going to be the topic, man. Let's get it in, Cap. Enough of the running. We want to see the smoke. We want to see the captain get it in for real. All right? All right?
So, it's not live, is it?
Nah, we're not live.
Okay.
But
I just have a couple of questions. I understand Captain Tazaryach. I know his ideology. I know what he believes, and I have no problem with him. Anybody can believe whatever they like.
Facts.
But I just have the first question I have for him is: can he distinguish between empirical fact and faith? It's like my faith is different from empirical fact. Does he know the difference between empirical facts and faith and beliefs?
What's empirical facts?
That's what I'm asking you. Do you know the difference between empirical facts, beliefs, and faith?
Yeah, that's all the same to me, unless it's math.
Okay, it's all the same to you. Okay, that's where the problem, because empirical fact is different from.
Give me an example of the empirical facts on that.
Like an example is this: Muslims believe that Muhammad sat on a horse and went to heaven.
No, I'm asking you to give me empirical facts.
Can I finish? You said you want to know the difference. So when Muslims say that Muhammad sat on a horse and went to heaven, and we say, can you demonstrate that to be fact? And there is no fact to show that a human being can sit on a horse and go to heaven. So do you see the difference between empirical fact?
No, because you're not showing. I didn't ask you to show me that faith. That's why I cut you off. Listening is an art. I said, give me an example of empirical fact. I didn't ask you to give me an example of some Muslim on some donkey. So can you give me an example of empirical fact? Thank you.
Okay, if I will give you another example. Empirical fact, water boils at 100 degrees or 60 degrees, and we can demonstrate that by boiling the actual water to show that water boils at this degree. Anybody can verify it.
Okay, so I get that part. So now that wouldn't be belief, because that's just boiling.
Let me finish. I'm finishing my sentence.
Okay, I thought. Now didn't he pause? Did he just pause? Hold on. One second. Hey, one second. If you pause, and I asked sa.neter if you pause, Just say if you're still talking, because don't make it seem like I interrupted you when you say, let me finish. You paused, and so I thought you was done. So you can finish,
go ahead.
but no, you can finish, but don't make it seem like I was interrupting you.
All right. An empirical fact, it's something that can be verified by a third party, whether the person believes it or not. If I said 1 + 1 is 2,
I agree with that.
Believe in math or not,
I agree with that.
1 + 1 and make it 2. It's the same in China, it's the same in Africa, it's the same in Europe.
Yeah.
Something that anybody can verify without belief.
Right, but I agree with that. Like when you talk about, that's why I said with math, even that science that you said with the boiling the water, I can agree with that. So there's some things that are facts like that, especially when you talk about numbers. But when you're talking about, but you have to give me something different. I'm assuming you're saying my belief in the Bible is not fact, right?
I never said that yet. I
said listening is an art. I said I'm assuming. I didn't say that's what you're saying. I said I'm assuming.
Yeah, I will leave you with your assumption. I didn't say that yet.
But can you clarify? Can we get to a point? I'm saying that there's no difference.
I want you to answer a question without trying to imply my motive. Forget about my motive and just deal with the question.
What's the question?
The question is there a difference between empirical fact and beliefs?
I answered your question directly. I said outside of math, I would say they're both the same thing. I answered, that's the first thing I said when you asked the question. So don't say I didn't answer the question. That is the very first, when sa.neter plays this tape back, you're going to see that's the very first thing I said. I answered it directly.
Okay. So for you, the only empirical fact there is math.
Yeah, like even that, the numbers of the boiling water, that's math to me. That's when it gets to that heat level, that's it. So I'm asking you if you can be more succinct with where you're trying to go. Like if I was to use the Bible, for example, right? Empirical, what's the word to use? Empirical facts. Mm-hmm. So if I use the Bible as an example of empirical facts, the Bible says that there's mountains on the ocean floor in the book of Job. There was no way that he could know that empirical fact when Job wrote it, because nobody had dived down to the bottom of the ocean floor. And then lo and behold, when Jacques Cousteau and submarines and all that could handle the pressure, they saw mountains on the ocean floor. So now that's something that they was able to see in our age, in the 1900s, and something that the Bible wrote about thousands of years ago, both empirical facts. So can you give me something more specific as to what you're talking about? Did he hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so can you?
So I will proceed with my second question. Apparently, I just wanted people to know that you are saying that empirical fact is the same as belief, which is really not acceptable.
This is what can I just read the definition of empirical?
People have different beliefs, but people do not argue empirical facts.
Well, people do argue so this is what empirical fact means. A statement supported by direct observational evidence, meaning it is based on what can be perceived through the senses or measured through experiments and experience. These facts are verifiable and form the basis of scientific and other forms of research, like observing that two pencils are on a desk or analyzing data from a drug trial to see its effects. So empirical facts in the 1800s might not be the empirical facts in 2025 because the observation changed, but it would be a fact in 1800, right?
No, that's not what it is. So
I just read it.
Fact is what is observed to be true. What you are saying there is that when the evidence change. So that's not what I said. But I wanted to establish that and move to my second question, because this will help us understand the second question or the third one. So my second question is that I heard, so I've seen some of your video where you've actually said that Black Americans or Hebrew Israelites are more closer to Japanese and white people than Africans.
Right.
And they are the more closest to you according to your Bible story. So I'm asking you, if I don't believe in Bible and I believe in empirical fact, how do I measure that? Is it biologically, DNA, or historically? How do I measure that you are closer to the Caucasian?
Excellent question. Excellent question. Some of y'all probably be like, man, I don't know. No, that was an excellent question right there. And if y'all want to see this Sekou versus Captain Tazaryach, please, man, let's make this happen, man. The only way Captain is going to debate him, he want to see if the people would like to see it. You know, he want to see that. But I'm tired of seeing him beating up on these goddamn pastors and Christians. Because, see, that's easy for him. He need somebody that's not Bible versus Bible. When you dealing with the pastors and the Christians, that's just Bible versus Bible. Now you got to come outside that Bible and deal with Africa. If you talk that talk against Africans, you should be able to walk that walk and face them head on. We don't want Captain running from an African. Let's see if he can stand his own and hold his own going up against an African brother like Sekou. We know Sekou is, knowledgeable. We know Sekou know the science of chemistry. He know the history of religion. So let's not let Captain run from this, y'all. We seen how Sekou beat up on Unk and went up against our brother Dr. Reggie and beat up on Elder Yara and all of them, man. Don't let Captain run from this. He always running to the Christians, y'all. Now let's hear that question again, because the question was awesome. I like that question.
So I'm asking you, if I don't believe in Bible and I believe in empirical fact, how do I measure that? Is it biologically, DNA, or historically? How do I measure that you are closer to the Caucasian?
Question.
I don't know what science could substantiate what I'm saying, because even the science for DNA can only go back so far. Meaning, when you do DNA, if I was to go take a DNA for Ancestry and went to 3 different clinics, I would get 3 different answers, because the science for the question that you're asking is not as accurate as for a child. For a child, it's 99.9%. So if I take that DNA for that child, because that's live data, it'll be accurate. A DNA for my Ancestry is not live enough data. And that's not even something just for DNA.
Now, hold the hell up. Did I hear this right just now? Did Captain, hold on, let me make sure I heard this right, man. Let me make sure I heard this right.
As for a child. For a child is 99.9%. If I was to go take a DNA for Ancestry.
Hold on. Let's hear this right. Sekou, what up, brother? Oh, damn.
Africa is the same in Europe.
Numbers of the boiling water. That's math to me. That he could know.
I went back too far.
They was able to see in our age, in the 1900s, and something that the Bible wrote about thousands of years ago, both empirical facts. So can you give me something more specific as to direct observational evidence, meaning it is based on what can be perceived?
Is what is observed to be true. What you are saying there is that when the evidence change. So that's not
what I said.
But I wanted to establish that and move to my second question.
All right, here's the second question. Awesome question. Excellent question. And let's listen to the Captain's response to that, his answer.
Because this will help us understand the second question or the third one. So my second question is that I've seen some of your video where you've actually said that Black Americans or Hebrew Israelites are more closer to Japanese and white people than Africans.
Right.
and they are the more closest to you according to your Bible story. So I'm asking you, if I don't believe in Bible and I believe in empirical fact, how do I measure that? Is it biologically, DNA, or historically? How do I measure that you are closer to the Caucasian?
Oh.
I don't know what science could substantiate what I'm saying, because even the science for DNA can only go back so far. Meaning, when you do DNA, if I was to go take a DNA for Ancestry and went to 3 different clinics, I would get 3 different answers, because the science for the question that you're asking is not as accurate as for a child. For a child, it's 99.9%. So if I take that DNA for that child, because that's live data, it'll be accurate. A DNA for my Ancestry is not live enough data. And that's not even something just for DNA for Ancestry. When they do carbon dating, it's the same thing. They carbon date based on assumption, based on what they assume the levels of carbon would be 5,000 years ago. They don't base it on tropical changes, climate changes. They don't base it on none of that. So that's not empirical data on your side. If you said it wasn't empirical data on my side, I wouldn't argue. But both answers would still be belief. So I believe, based on Ham, Shem, and Japheth, that the Shemitic tribes are closer related than the Hamitic tribes and the Japhetic tribes. That's why I make that statement.
Wow. Listen, I don't know what they would be debating if they was to get in the ring. It's up to y'all. You know, they would come up with a nice topic. And one thing I don't want nobody to sleep on, my brother, because, you know, some people be hating. But to me, Captain is the most formidable debater in the Israelite men, on the Israelite men. To me, Nepal is the best Israelite debater to me. She'll bust any man ass and the sister's ass as well. But I'm talking about when it comes to Captain. Yo, I'm live. What's up, brother?
No, man, just saying where Inky hiding at, man. You know, he hiding, he's stuck on his head. And beat him up for the last couple days.
Inky's in my chat right now, brother. He ain't hiding. Inky, yo, hey, listen. I just hope you don't sleep on this brother, man. That's all.
Man, listen.
You know, I know you're the giant when it comes to this information, but if you sleep on Inky, I'm telling you, bro.
Okay, so let me ask you this, yo. Does concrete work?
Does
human beings drive over concrete bridges?
Yes.
Concrete work.
Yes.
Okay, then. Okay, so ain't nobody gonna come and debate concrete don't work. It don't hold up bridges. Now what then?
Yeah. Yeah, that's science. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, nobody would argue that. So nobody in their right mind would come and argue about evolution, which has byproducts.
I tell you what, you want to go live later on? You want to go live and go in and pump it up?
Yeah, you know.
Okay, I'll tell you what.
Right now.
Okay, yeah, like 6 o'clock. You good for 6?
Yeah, I'm good for 6.
Okay, bet. We pump it up at 6, man. But don't sleep on Inky, man. I'm telling you, man. This could be
until the day of.
This could be an upset. I'm telling you.
I'm gonna say this again. I'm not studying you the day of.
All right, because if Inky take you down, that means he's taking down all of you. Reggie, Jabari. Yes.
Don't put Reggie, Jabari, none of them in my category. Don't you dare do it.
Yeah.
Don't you do it.
Okay.
Yeah, don't do it.
Okay,
yeah,
brother.
Don't do that.
All right. I just don't want you sleeping on this, man.
But what I say I was going to do?
You're going to study the day of the debate.
Day of. There you have it. There
okay.
You go.
Got you, brother.
There we go.
Got you.
All right,
peace. Man. Listen, family. I'm going to tell y'all right now. I'm going to get back to the captain, but I'm going to tell y'all right now. This debate right here is going down. This is going to be one of the best debates in a while. If y'all don't got y'all tickets for this, it's going straight in the vault. I'm not playing it until maybe another 3 or 4 years. Y'all see how I do. I bring up all the classics after this. Y'all better go get your tickets, man. This debate going to be fire. Now look at who's calling in next. Oh, man. Come on, man. Yo, brother, we'll be live at 6 o'clock.
Stop, man. Listen. Your man Unc is faking jacks over there. Listen. Unc know what he spent the whole day doing. You hear me, sir?
Yeah.
Unc spent the whole day studying my channel.
Oh man.
Unc done spent the whole day studying my channel, where I was over there beating the brakes off of Unc and all his cronies, Jabari and everybody else, with the science. I'm talking about surgical forensics. Surgical forensics.
I don't know who I'm rolling with on this debate, but I'm gonna tell you right now. Listen to me. If you take down Unc is the head of all of them when it comes to this evolution. You taking down Jabari, you taking down Reggie. None of these dudes can say nothing. You taking down the whole pseudo squad, Cedric. You taking down all these cats, brother. If you can beat Unc, you beating all of them.
Listen, yep. I did a 4-hour master class today, and I'm sure Unc and his cronies, students, compadres, whatever, they was up in there watching, trying to figure out, okay, we're gonna study up for this. So this is why he called you up, so he could go, yeah, and let's let everybody know I'm not studying till the day of. Like, no, brother, we know you were studying today. Knock it off. Stop. We know you were studying today, so just cut it out, Unc. It's a wrap. Nothing that I put on the screen today could possibly be debunked. Your arm's too short to box with God. It's over.
All right, brother. 6. Yo, what do you think? What do you think about Tazaryach and Sekou, bro?
Well, I think that the first question Sekou asked backfired on him.
No, it wasn't. You didn't. I seen you. No, it wasn't. That was a good question. And Tazaryach didn't even. I don't think Tazaryach knew what empirical was or what it meant. He said it's the same to him. He said empirical facts and versus belief and faith is the same thing, and it's not, brother.
His answer was this. His exact answer was math.
Right.
Is the only thing that has empirical facts, and everything else is belief. He is correct.
No, he's not, man. What are you talking about?
Stop. Any scientist would tell you that science is based on consensus. This is why you compile data, you do your experiments, you're dealing with consensus. Math is the only exact science. Math is the only exact science. Everything else is based on consensus. So is he exaggerating to conflate belief with empirical facts? A little bit, but he's right when he says math is the only thing that has proof, real proof, exacts. You know what I'm saying? Now, the second question, I think Sekou asked him a question that Sekou wasn't strong enough to hold down, because he could have trapped Tazaryach with that one, but he let Tazaryach dance on out of there by saying the DNA test is not right and exact. What Sekou should have followed up, he should have followed up with it's way more things to add in to test genetics than just a DNA test. It's way more things. But
all right, let me go, because I got to get back to this right here. I'll see you at 6 o'clock. All right, so yo, let's make this happen, y'all. Put it in there that y'all would love to see this. Unc is terrible. A waste of Inky's time. No, he's not. Come on now. Stop that. Autumn, stop that, man. He ain't no waste of no time. You might be a waste of time. That's why your ass is never nowhere. You just in the chat. Stop trying to say something like waste of somebody's time. Let me see you get your monkey ass up in here and you come be the waste of somebody's time with your shit. I don't see you nowhere. Cut it out. Unc will tear your ass up, man. All right? So stop it. Autumn, cut it out. Let's go.
Yeah, but my question still, though, I'm saying that if I don't believe in the Bible, how do I know your statement is true? How do I measure it?
What was my answer when you just asked me that question?
You said based on Shem and Japhet, and you are trying to say that DNA is belief, which is false. But I'm asking you, how do I measure it? I'm not asking you, you tell me that this is the yardstick you can use to know that I'm closer to this population.
I asked you what was my answer, and you went to Shem and Japhet. which is telling me that you're not listening to me, just like you didn't listen.
But I believe. I said I don't believe in the Bible. I made it very clear. I said, what measurement can you give me?
You asked me not to interrupt you when you were talking, and I gave you the floor, and then you're interrupting me. I never have a problem being interrupted, but you're gonna have to give what you're asking, or I will begin to interrupt you. So now, when you first asked me that question, I said there is no scientific answer I can give you to substantiate that position, and then I went to explain that the DNA for ancestry is not accurate. If you was to go to 3 different clinics, you would get 3 different answers. Do you remember me saying that? Yes or no?
I heard you say that. I'm not arguing that.
Okay, but that is my argument. You're asking me, what I'm essentially telling you is that I don't have a scientific answer that I can give you, because the science that they say is for your ancestry is not accurate for me by myself. So there's no scientific answer. When I go get my DNA test, if I go to Ancestry.com, if I go to 23andMe to get my ancestry, both of them are going to give me 2 different answers.
Bye, Autumn. I'll see your monkey ass tomorrow. I'll see your bitch ass tomorrow. Right now, you blocked for 24 hours. See you tomorrow. If you want to come back, fine. If you don't, that's also fine. See your bitch ass tomorrow, sir.
And it's just a guess. So even in the science, is not an answer that I can give you. I can only give you an answer from the Bible.
Okay, so let's use the common sense, since we all have 5 senses. Do you think you look more like European and Japanese phenotypically, or you look more like African phenotypically?
I look more like what you would call Hamites typically.
Africans.
Yeah, do you look more like European and Japanese, or you are more similar to African in phenotype and skin color?
Well, skin color, I would say I look like Shemitic tribes like the Ishmaelites or the Muslims or Palestinians. Skin color, East Indians, which are also Shemitic, they have skin color. So I don't know if I would use melanin as the reason, because Africans aren't the only ones with melanin. But if you're talking about...
So phenotypically, you look like Palestinians. Is that what you're telling me?
You're interrupting again, African.
sa.neter, I hope you are recording this.
African, you're interrupting again, man. Like, see, like I don't interrupt you when you talk. Can you control yourself?
I am controlling myself.
Why do you keep interrupting me? Stop interrupting me. Shut your mouth. Thank you.
Okay, I will listen. I will shut my mouth. That's rude, but I will listen.
You don't have to talk no more, because you said you're going to shut your mouth. Appreciate it. So.
No, I said I will listen. I didn't say I will shut my mouth.
Talking about kinky, you said you would not shut your mouth?
No, he ain't say that.
No, I will not shut my mouth. That's a disrespectful comment. You have to say, listen to me.
Hey, it's disrespect to keep interrupting me after I keep saying don't. Ain't that disrespectful?
No, I'm trying to we are having a dialogue here. We are not fighting. So if you pause, I can come in. But you don't have to be, you are the one who is getting emotional and saying, shut up. I've never used any rude comments since I came in here.
You keep interrupting me. That's not rude?
No, it's not. We are having a dialogue.
If you ask me to not interrupt while you're talking, and then I be quiet while you're talking, but when I talk, you interrupt, is that not rude? You ask.
Go ahead. No, it's not rude from my perspective. It's not.
It is extremely rude and ignorant, and I have every right to tell you to shut your mouth, because I tried to tell you to stop interrupting me politely, and you won't.
Cap killed me when he said shut your mouth to the people. Cap killed me with that shit right there.
Hey, Sa.
Hold on, brother. I just want to know that the reason I called the captain is because I know he's like, I'm gonna say what I want to say. Y'all can say what y'all want to say, but to me, Captain is the best Hebrew Israelite debater amongst men. To me, Nepal is the best debater amongst the men and the women. So Nepal will beat all the ass. That's why they always running and talking about I don't debate females.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. But what's up? What's up, brother?
Okay, real quick, Sa, because you asked the question, what would be a good title between Sekou and Captain Tazaryach? I would say, in the eyes of knowledge, what would be more important, scientific facts or beliefs? That'd be a good title, because what's to our people, what's the most important? What's the vital thing? Because Captain's going to come with beliefs, Sekou's going to come with scientific data. Which one is more important? That's the debate.
I'm gonna tell you something. I was going with the scientific data, but then as I'm starting to listen to Inky and a few other people, I'm really starting to, because you learn. I'm starting to feel that you need both of them are important.
Yes,
both of them.
In order, would you
before you get into the science, you got to first have a thought and a belief first. You got to believe that this is what it is. And so when you believe, I think Nepal said that, and then Inky said that as well. And they are right. So you need, both of them are very important.
Asar 7 said that.
Yeah, both of them are important. Yeah, Asar 7 too.
Yeah, so then if they're both important, is there a pecking order, and which ones come first, the belief or the fact?
I think it could be the belief.
Okay, yeah.
You gotta first have a belief that if I was to peel this back, this is going to be under there. You know?
Okay. This
is going to be under there, and we'll be able to connect it. So the belief come first, and then the facts after that. Once you see it, then the facts.
So damn, how do we get a good title? Because that's a good debate, Si. You got two sharp knives right there. I want to see them start cutting.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I gotta let me get off the line. Think of a debate, and I'll put it in the chat.
All right, Jamie, what up, man? What's happening?
Hey, good to see you. I haven't really been able to follow you as much as I used to because I've been working a lot. But this was an interesting conversation, and I just wanted to weigh in on a few things I think might be interesting.
Go ahead, talk to me.
Well, fortunately, I'm working from home today, so I happened to catch your live stream. And one of the things that I think would benefit.
I need you to go on mute.
Am I on mute? No.
Yeah, no, not you. Go ahead.
One of the things I think is beneficial is whenever anyone talks about something, to come up with a topographical definition. In other words, people sometimes talk past each other because they're using the same term, but they both have different definitions for it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can come up with a good topographical definition, what you can do is not only is everyone on the same page, but then you can measure the phenomenon that you're talking about. So, and then if you can measure it, you can also determine if it's falsifiable. So I'll give you an example. Like if someone says, God loves everyone. Okay, well, what does it mean for God to love everyone? How would we measure that? And and if we can come up with a definition, is there a way to prove that it's not wrong? And this is sort of the challenge I see for what it's worth. Whenever we sort of step into these conversations that have to do with religion or any sort of spirituality, people dance between literal language and metaphorical language, and it's hard to pin down what's metaphorical and what's real. And then if you can't do that, man, it's just a ball of confusion. So that was sort of the first thing I was thinking of, and I wanted to see what you guys thought of that.
All right. Inside Out. What's up, man?
What's up, peace, fam?
You heard what Jamie was saying?
Yeah, I agree with him because sometimes people just measure things differently. They try to get to the same conclusion, but they measure it different, and that can kind of throw everything off. But what I wanted to say was when Captain said, and you made a point, so when Captain was trying to answer that question that Sekou had about the Japan being related to Japanese and Caucasians as an Israelite, Captain is 100% wrong, because even the books say that Ham, Shem, and Japheth, they had the same mother, the same father. So that means that they are related to the Hamites. The Shemites and the Hamites, Shem and Ham are brothers. So I don't know how any Israelite or any person in their right mind would say that Hamites and Shemites are not related. I don't know how Israelites come up with that. That don't make no sense at all. Y'all follow what I'm saying? That don't make no sense.
No, very easy. Very easy. Just like Shem and Ham are related, Japheth is related. And Japheth is the Asian. Japheth is the European.
That don't make no sense.
Esau is related as well, and Esau is a European today. That's what he has become.
So why is the argument made? Hold on, Apostle. So why is the argument being made that Shemites and Japanese and Caucasians are more, keyword is more related than an Israelite, which is a Shemite, and a Hamite?
Okay, he didn't say more related. He said close.
He said they are closer. Sorry, am I right or wrong, sir?
Yeah, you're right. That's what he said.
He said we are closer.
Same.
We are closer to Esau. We are closer to Esau. We share a DNA with Esau, even though Esau is a European.
But it's the same, Apostle. All right, Apostle. If me, you, and sa.neter had the same mother and father, me, you, and Sa had the same mother and father, I don't care how many kids Sa have, I have, or you have.
Right.
All of us are family. You can't get around that.
That includes the Japanese also, because of Japheth.
So we're all the same.
We're all the same, but he's just talking about.
Gotcha. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. So why are Israelites always talking about the stinky, filthy African, and we're not related to him, and this, that, and the why are they always saying that?
Say African. We don't say African.
Well, Hamite.
Shemites are African too.
All right, cool.
That right there proves to you that the Bible is trash.
You need to get up.
Hold up, Apostle. Hold on, Apostle. Apostle, hold on. That right there proves to you that the Bible, in the translation I'm talking about, Apostle, I'm talking about the translation now, all right? Because we don't have the original text. So I'm talking about the King James stuff. It shows you and it proves that it's garbage, that it's trash, and it's confusion to our people. And this is why all of y'all can't get along, even though y'all all read the same goddamn Bible. Why do you think Hebrews don't get along with Hebrews? Hebrews are confusing with Hebrews. GMS, ISUBK, IUIC, all of y'all are confusing. If I was to read a scripture to all of y'all, y'all would all come up with something totally different. Your own understanding. You will only come up with your own understanding, even though the scripture says lean not on your own understanding, but y'all will lean on your own understanding.
Not necessarily, Si.
Not necessarily.
My point is that was for Paul, Peter, and all of them. It was the same. The point is,
Florida done.
Listen to what the
Yeah, Florida done. No, I never said I was an Indian now. I said I have Indian in my family. So that's what I said. I have Indian in my family. I'm not an Indian. I'm mixed. I got that in my blood. That's what I'm saying. It's the arts of listening, man. And hating is also a disease, man. All right.
Yeah, and this is an art to listening to. The Bible says that we know in part. No one has the absolute truth, not even IUSPK. The Bible says when Christ returns, then we would know the truth as the truth is known.
And that's never going to happen.
But until then,
yeah,
we're going to have it until he returns.
Ain't no Christ returning nothing, man.
Well, that's what you say.
Yeah, yes. Jamie, you want to say something, Jamie?
Yeah, I appreciate what the apostle said, because I think it's sort of, the more I'm watching this and the more I'm thinking about it, the conversation should not be where is anyone from and how is anyone related. It should be everybody needs to get on the same page and figure out how do we determine it. Because if, for instance, I just watched a video of the Minister Farrakhan from the Nation of Islam, The Origin of the White Man. I mean, you guys probably know the nation's take on how white people originated. Pretty far-fetched and about as far away from you as you can get from science. And I see a lot of different religious groups. They have a very complex origin story for the races. I hate that term, but I'll use it. But if we can't figure out how to get on the same page as to how to measure how we're related, I don't know how anyone would ever come to any agreement or win an argument. And I think what happens is everybody needs to step back and go, how do we determine how we're even related in the first place? Because if the Nation of Islam thinks that white people were bred by Yaqub, and I believe in the standard scientific explanation of how people evolved through natural selection, we're never going to get on the same page. We're just going to be arguing.
What is your nationality, sir,
So,
if I may ask?
To me, that's the bigger point, and I'm curious what you guys think, if that can even happen.
Jamie, what is your nationality, if I may ask?
I'm Italian. I'm European of Italian.
Okay, you're Italian.
Specifically Italian and English.
Are you Sicilian?
No, I'm Northern Italian from Tuscany.
Okay, so you're Esau. So being Esau, how do you expect us to get along, knowing that you have stolen everything from us?
Here we go.
So, I mean, no, seriously. You have stolen, the Italians, the Romans, the Greeks.
Hey, Apostle, Apostle, if you want to say that, you got to cam your ass up, man. Show yourself to Jamie.
You know, my camera's not working, man. I don't have a problem camming up. I always cam up.
All right.
It's not working.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead,
The
Apostle.
computer's not reading it. I done plugged it in. I done tried it.
All right. Go ahead. Finish, Apostle. Finish.
Okay. What I'm saying is, for a person that have broke into my home, occupied my house for thousands of years, and now you want to ask us just get along. You don't want to give me back my house. You don't want to pay me reparations, but you just want to get along. No, we can't get along. Not right now. Not until you fix what you broken. I don't have to fix it. You got to fix it. 400 years in America. 1,500 plus years in Israel. You're occupying our home right now. You and your family, calling yourself Ashkenazi Jews, are occupying my house right now, my land right now. But you just want to get along. No, you gotta fix, brother, what you broke.
All right, let Jamie respond.
Yeah, I'll respond to that, and I'm glad you brought that up, because you're demonstrating in real time the reason why people can't move forward, and I don't mean that in a belittling way. I mean it in all sincerity. So, to help me answer your question, maybe you can tell me a little bit about your belief, because already you've said some things that make me think that you don't believe the mainstream explanation of how humans evolved or how we got here. So what
I'm not concerned about—
Hey, Apostle, one mic, brother, one mic.
Yeah,
You didn't cut you off, one mic.
No, I'll wrap this up. I just want to ask you, and this is just so I can give an answer that you understand, because I've been on this platform before, and a lot of the people who call in have a lot of different origins for everything. I want to make sure that I can tailor my response to what you believe, because again, I don't want to talk past you. What's your religion, and how do you believe humans got here?
I don't have a religion.
Okay.
Okay? I have an ethnicity. Okay? And you know the history.
He's an Israelite. He
know the history.
calls himself a Hebrew Israelite.
You know what was done to the so-called Negro in the world.
Okay, so you're a
Okay, so let me finish.
Oh, okay.
You know, and you don't want to play naivete or be naive. Let me explain some things. the most atrocious acts on this planet has been done to the so-called Negro. Why is he called a Negro? There's no country called Negro. There's no land called colored. Where did we get these words from? No, you changed who we were. You stole our language. You stole our history. You made us less than human. Even in the American Constitution, we are 3/5 of a human being. According to you and your science. And if you want to get special and say you didn't do that, what your ancestors did. Started with your great-great-grandfather Philip, and then Alexander, and so on and so on. For thousands of years, you have raped and pillaged my people, cut bellies out of their bellies, babies out of the women's belly, stripped men of their testicles while you hung them from trees. And now you just want to get along? No, you got something to fix, brother, before you leave this world. Well, if you don't fix it, you're going to be judged by the things your family done to the third and fourth generation, says the Bible. So that doesn't excuse you because you just born into it.
All right, Apostle, the Hebrew Israelite. Let's hear Jamie's response to this.
Okay, I just put my questions in the chat so you can address them, because I don't think you answered either one. When I wanted to know what religion you are, that wasn't a deflection. It was really sincere. And apparently you're a Hebrew Israelite. Is that correct?
That's not a religion. It's a nationality.
Okay,
right.
But I just want to make a note. You still didn't answer it. You sort
I
of
answer what? I didn't have to answer you. I state what I want you to understand.
Right, but if we're having
okay, I stated.
All right, Apostle, it's his turn to speak, brother.
All right, well, stop talking about what I am.
Well, I mean,
he's a Hebrew Israelite, man, and his religion is believing in the Bible, man.
Yeah, you just seem very embarrassed to say you're a Hebrew Israelite, and I don't know why, because if it's what you believe, it's what you believe.
I wasn't embarrassed, brother. I said what I was.
Well, you didn't.
I did. I said I was.
Why you keep, bro? Come on, discipline, Apostle. He didn't cut you off that one time.
I understand, but I didn't tell him what he
All right, Apostle, let him finish, brother. Just let him finish. I'm letting you go back and forth with the brother.
Yeah, I got all day. I mean, I at least have an hour. I'm just saying that because it tells me maybe you're not interested in a good faith conversation if I just want to know what your beliefs are, and in a nutshell, you can't give them to me, which makes it very difficult to have a conversation if you're evasive. That's the first thing. You didn't answer that question. And the second question is you didn't answer how you believe humans came to be. Did they evolve? Were they created by Allah? Did Yahweh create them? So I'll give you a chance to answer that second question, because I am curious. How do you think humans came on the planet?
Once again, sir, I'm not interested in wasteful conversation.
Wow. Come on, Apostle, man. You got what?
I'm not.
Cut it out. You
believe in the Bible.
You yourself to be
Apostle. Stop, be quiet. I do not believe in evolution. That does not.
He asked you, how do you feel? How do you believe that people came to be? You ain't got to believe in evolution.
Only thing I want to know from him.
How you feel, or what you believe that how humans came to be. That's what he asked you. You ain't got to believe in evolution. What's your theory? What's your theory? What you believe in, brother?
What I want to know from him.
Oh, man.
What I want to know from him is what is his intentions or what is his feeling.
No, Apostle. He asked you the question first. And now you're saying you want to answer the question by asking him a question, brother.
Brother, Once again,
how do you feel? How do you believe that humans came into existence, Apostle? That's what he asking you.
Once again, sir,
Man, why
I'm
you
not interested
God,
in having dialogue with this brother.
Oh man, Apostle, you ain't ready, bro.
Okay, he's not interested, son.
I'm not interested.
He's not. Son, let me ask son a question.
How do you expect for him to answer your questions when you don't answer his?
No, everybody stop. I agree with you, sir. How you gonna ask him a question, but you don't want to answer his question?
No, he asked me, what did I believe? And I told him.
How did humans
he ignored me?
How did humans come into existence, Apostle? Why are you afraid to talk about your God now, bro?
So come on, I'm not afraid to talk about my God. I'm not afraid to talk about my God.
Well, how did humans come into existence, brother? Let them know.
The Most High created them.
Talk about how. Go give up some details.
The Most High created them. Period.
Okay, he said the Most High created them. That's his answer.
Okay, did in a Garden of Eden through evolution? How?
See, he's playing games.
No, he's not.
No one was created in the Garden of Eden, sir.
So explain it then.
He was put in the Garden of Eden after he was created.
Okay.
After he was created, a garden was prepared for him, and he was put there.
Okay, I want to just...
Don't play... Listen, sir, I don't have time. What I want to know...
I'm scared, man. You scared, Apostle.
Stop interrupting. He wants to know how we going to move forward. I'm telling him how we going to move forward. When he fixed what he broke.
I thought the Most High was going to come and do it. I thought the Most High was going to do it.
Broke. When he make effort and fix. Because if he don't do it in this life, he's going to do it in the next.
But I thought you said Jesus was coming to do it. I thought you said the Most High was coming to fix it.
He is.
All right, so why are you counting on David to fix it?
It's coming.
The Most High is going to do it.
Why don't you shut up, son?
Oh man, come on, man. I'm gonna have a real conversation, bro.
Why don't you stop and shut up? Stay out of the conversation.
Can I ask Jamie a question next time?
Yeah,
real quick. Bro. After you, I want to ask a question. Go
ahead.
Yeah. So Jamie, real quick, because I love how you said something about a genuine conversation, because that's what I like too, brother. So my question to you: would you consider that the theory of evolution could also be a belief itself?
Yes, I do.
Okay, okay. I like you already, brother.
Yeah, I want to say I answered the two questions I asked the apostle. I put it in the chat. I said, I'm an atheist and I believe in evolution.
That's fine. I don't give a shit what you believe in.
Calm down. Apostle, stop, man.
I don't give a shit.
Apostle, stop, man. You acting like a child right now, brother. Please, brother. I'm asking you, stop, brother. If you don't care, you ain't got to respond to none of it. Just relax. Yeah. If you don't want to talk to him because you're afraid of European people, then fall back. If you're scared to have a dialogue, with somebody else because he's a different nationality than you, then step back, brother. We're not scared here, man.
Brother.
If you think that the European man is the boogeyman, then you don't belong up here. Go hide under your bed. Go somewhere if you're scared to have a conversation. Because it sounds like you're scared to have a dialogue, brother. Go ahead and finish, Keon.
No, yeah, that was my only. I think Jamie was finished up his. So you were saying something about your comment, right? Or you were saying, go ahead.
Yeah.
No, Jamie finished up.
Well, I just wanted to say, first off, I think the apostle is the worst apostle I've ever seen. If every apostle, his religion would.
All right, y'all gotta stop acting like children right now. Come on, chill, y'all.
So I'm the worst apostle you ever seen because I expressed myself without backing down and said exactly what you done and what you got to back and what you got to fix. I'm the worst apostle, right?
Yes.
Hell with what you did in history. Hell with what you doing now.
One
right?
mouth.
No, don't tell me to shut my mouth. I'm talking.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say.
Okay, well, listen to me.
Understand what you're.
The hell with what you done and what your family done. I'm the worst. Where I have never done anything to anyone.
Okay, can I clarify?
Okay, especially you people. Okay.
Right.
So I'm the worst apostle. Right.
Can I explain why?
Now I will say you are very fortunate that we got a lot of internet in between us.
No, stop.
Yeah, you are very fortunate.
Come on,
Apostle. All right, Apostle, let him speak, man. Apostle, you got to let him speak because you ain't really saying nothing. You remind me of me when I was young. When I was young, Apostle, you ain't got no growth. You ain't got no growth or nothing, man.
The problem is, I'm older than you.
All right, let me let Jamie go. Go ahead, Jamie.
I'm about to get off because this is just ridiculous. I came on to have a conversation, and stare at myself on the screen. What I meant by the fact that you're the worst apostle is you're not bringing anyone to the fold. You're not convincing anyone of your ideas. All you're doing is sending and not receiving. In fact, you misunderstood half of what I said because you were too busy talking and not listening. Aren't apostles supposed to be representative of their faith and to sort of bring people into the fold? My point is that I don't know how you can bring anyone into the fold if you just can't answer two simple questions. I asked what your belief was and how you believe humans came about. I did it very simply. I said, I'm an atheist and I believe in evolution. And I don't think you can have just a simple conversation. You just can't help yourself. You've got to preach and preach and preach. And even though I understand what you're saying, I'm not even disagreeing with what Europeans have done. But we can't bounce around to every subject you want to talk about. That's part of the problem. Probably in your life, it's part of the problem why you can't communicate with anyone is because you can't control yourself and stay on topic. You want to just vomit out whatever it is you want to say. And I'm here to have a normal conversation with you, but I'm not here to just hear you preach at me and interrupt me when I say something you don't like or don't agree with.
All right, excuse me, brother. I'm not here to preach to you or to bring you to Christ. That's not my purpose. That's not why I'm here.
So why even talk to him? Why even talk to him?
I would never make an attempt. Brother, I done told you to lay back, man. I done told you. You giving this guy more ammunition.
No, I'm not. What I'm saying is why even talk? Just lay back and let the other people talk. When he get off the panel, then you can join the panel again.
Brother,
if you're scared to have a conversation with him because of his skin complexion, then fall back, brother. We ain't mad at you. Just let the other people talk, brother. So let me go ahead and Sekou is in the building. Sekou, what's up, brother?
Okay, real quick, so I was going to say.
Hold on, brother. Sekou, what up? Unmute yourself, Sekou. We can't hear you. No, we can't hear you. Because I know you deal with evolution as well. So go out and come back in, Sekou.
Okay, ahead, real quick, y'all. So I was going to say to you, Sa, because I told you I'd go out and I'd gather a title. I'll try to give you a title for Sekou and Tazaryach. The title I think should be, when does scientific data outweigh beliefs? And the reason I say that is because in the Bible it told us that the Lord said the sun rose and set, but scientific data shows us we're in the heliocentric solar system and the sun never moves. So our science outweighed their belief, and we got that going now. So that would be a good thing. And since Sekou's a scientist, he can have the part about what parts would outweigh the belief, and then Tazaryach can say it can't outweigh it because he has the belief. That's all.
Okay. All right. Sekou, let's go. You there? You back? I still can't hear you, Sekou. Come on, Sekou, get it right, bro. Hey, Asar7, you got the floor, brother.
Give me one more second.
Let me ask you, how do you feel, Apostle?
Hey, you got me on screen.
What you say, brother?
You see me?
How do you feel, Apostle's performance went so far today, man?
Apostle was in his feelings.
It's muted. Everybody muted.
Yeah, your joint is messed up. You under the water too, brother. You under the water. Let me go to my man
Hello,
Moses.
hello.
I'm under the water.
Moses, what's up, brother?
Hey, peace, fam. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, brother. What's happening?
Oh, that's what's up. Peace and blessings to the fam. Ancestors protection be around everybody. Hey, so is Jamie still in here, man?
Oh man, here you go. Jamie's here.
I'm cool. I mean, Jay, I'm glad Jamie came in. I feel like the ancestors brought him over here. And I just want to apologize to Jamie on behalf of the apostle, because the apostle is not giving you what the ancestors want you to have. So you and me, Jamie, let us jump on a time machine and just zip back a couple minutes. Then you talk to me like how you was talking to apostle, and maybe I can give you what it is that you came looking for.
To be honest, I don't even remember what we were talking about. Maybe you can refresh my memory or just ask me any questions. But my beliefs are pretty simple. I'm an atheist, and I believe in evolution. That guides my worldview. I did want to clarify. I put it in the chat. Evolution is a belief, and I mean, sometimes there's a confusion between belief and knowledge, but I don't really make that much of a distinction. It's a belief based on facts, and atheism is not a belief at all. It's actually the opposite. It's a lack of a belief. And the reason why I asked what his religion was, and I don't know why he was so evasive, because we all have worldviews, whether you're religious or not. It's because I'm interested in sa.neter's platform, and I used to watch it a lot more. I've been busy, and I don't watch it as much anymore. But there's a lot of different beliefs regarding the origin people. In fact, I had a conversation with someone, and he was saying things I just couldn't figure out. And it was a very confusing conversation for me. And then when I watched Minister Farrakhan's speech on the origin of the white man, I started to realize that a lot of his language reflected that belief. So I'm trying to point to him using facts as we understand it. But of course, they were just bouncing off because he had a completely different worldview about how the white man originated. So I wasn't trying to get anyone in a gotcha. I just wanted to make sure that if I spoke, that the apostle, I could sort of make it to where the apostle would know where I'm coming from, and I wouldn't say anything that went sideways. So no gotcha, nothing nefarious. I just really wanted to know what he believed so I could talk to it.
Right. Okay, I got you. All right, so I was wanting you to, have the same conversation with me, because a lot of people on this platform, their understanding of the Bible is a lot different from my understanding. I clash with almost everybody on this platform. So one question you asked Apostle was, what was his belief? The correct response that Apostle was supposed to give you was, well, he was supposed to ask you this question. Would you agree that law and order could be considered a religion?
No, I would not. Short answer is because there's no supernatural element to it.
All right, okay, I understand you on that. Now, the reason why I asked you, or the reason why I'm saying that Apostle should have hit you with that question, do you believe that law and order could be a form of religion? The actual answer, sir, is yes. And the reason why I say the answer is yes is because the Bible shows you a geographical location of where it's taking place. And we all know that the first so-called civilizations started in this Northeast African territory. So like I'm always saying to the family on the platform, you cannot have a civil nation, or you cannot have a civilization without laws, statutes, and commandments. And according to the Bible, it is God, or according to these religious people, it's the invisible man that created these laws, statutes, and commandments. But God is an English word. According to the language over there, according to the biblical people, the word is Elohim, and it's a council of judges and magistrates. That's what you need when you are in the first civilization, and you want the citizens. You want the citizens to live in peace in harmony or in heaven, you got to pass laws, statutes, and commandments to make sure that nobody's conducting themselves like barbarians. So now to the question of evolution. The Bible does talk about Adam and Eve, but these religious people understanding of Adam and Eve is out of context because they don't study the language of these biblical people. But what I will tell you, or let me ask you this, since you believe in evolution, are you aware of what is called panspermia?
Yeah, panspermia is the belief, if I'm not mistaken, that life could have originated from an asteroid that landed on the Earth. Is that?
That's the simple form of it. Now the next question I would ask you is, why would you think that is a belief, that life? Why is that a belief?
Well, I'll answer that. But what I would like to do also, and I'm sort of going back to my original argument, is defining terms. And I don't know that laws and statutes are a religion. So I would like for you at some point, and you don't have to do it now because I don't want to seem like I'm deflecting, but I would like for you to provide a definition of what a religion is. But you could do that later. You don't have to do it now.
Oh, okay.
So you're essentially asking me, why do I believe in evolution?
Mm-hmm.
I believe in evolution because of the fossil record, because of genetic evidence. I also believe in what we see around us with artificial selection and the way animals have adapted to their environment over the millions of years. And I also think there's things like convergent evolution, and even our anatomy speaks to our evolution, the fact that we have shared anatomy. That's sort of it in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Now I want to say that I also believe in evolution based on what the Bible says. Now in Psalm chapter 82, verse 6-8, which a lot of them, they have a different total understanding, but according to the East African or ancient East African understanding, in Psalm chapter 82, verse 6, where it says, I have said that ye are gods, ye are all children of the Most High. So since you and I understand evolution, I understand that the Most High is the universe that is responsible for creating we're looking through telescopes right now and we literally see the universe creating things. So that means that God is not what all of them have been talking about. They think that God is the one that created all things. It's the mystical, magical dude that you got to see when you die. But according to the biblical people's understanding of God, that is not what God is. God is people that are basically manifestations of the universe, or physical manifestations of the universe, and through their consciousness, which is the same type of consciousness that the universe must have, because there is a certain type of balance in the universe. So now that balance is being exercised down here on the planet through manifestations of the universe, which are the people that started the first civilization in East Africa. So that's where the whole religious thing comes in. Somehow the law and order of that particular kingdom became known as this mystical place known as heaven, and it was ruled by gods, when in actuality it's just about the first leaders in the first civilization and how they created a beautiful civilization for the first civilization. And that's really all it is. So I understand why you're atheist, because these people, all these religious people, be feeding y'all that doggone Peter Pan stuff.
Moses, what's your religion? Let Jamie know your religion.
I don't follow religion. My religion is law and order. That's my religion.
You believe in the Bible and stuff, right?
I believe in the law and order that's in it. Yes, I do.
Okay, brother Sekou, is your mic on now? No.
I need to emphasize that. I believe in the law and the order that's in the Bible. Yes.
Well, I want to ask you one question. You quoted Psalms 82, and I'm very familiar with that because even though I'm an atheist now, I was raised super religious, and that the psalmist Asaph wrote that. Do you think when he wrote it, his conception of God and the people who read his psalm, their conception of God is your conception of God?
I believe this is what I believe on his aspect. Okay, so I got to back up on the whole panspermia thing. So I believe that the black woman was the first God, or the council of black women in this first civilization, that they were God. And according to the way that I understand the scriptures, These women went against a particular bloodline law, which was to not make children with outside nations. But they did, according to the Genesis chapter 3 story, they did. So this person that you're talking about is what we would refer to as somebody that is grafted into this bloodline. That person that you're talking about is somebody I see as one that's grafted into the bloodline. So all of the laws, statutes, commandments that I follow, they have to follow also. So yeah, I think that they might still be coming from the same aspect that I'm coming from.
Okay, I get a little nervous because here's some of the terms that come up. The term grafting.
Yeah.
That, you know, when I watched Minister Farrakhan talk about how white people were created, that was a term that came up a lot. Grafting.
Mm-hmm.
And it basically meant just producing babies with. I mean, no, I don't. It was some scientific thing, but grafting seemed to have a very specific connotation to the nation of
I'm
Islam.
using my phone. I think it should work.
Yeah,
There you go.
I don't agree with their version of grafting. Grafting to me is when you have an African man or an African woman who makes a child with somebody that is non-African. That child now becomes a part of the African family. You see?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the only thing I'm going to say, and I mean, we got a bunch of people on
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, we can hear you, Sekou.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll let other people talk, but the only thing I want to say is clearly you have a very fleshed out worldview. You've thought about this, and you have sort of a cohesion among the things you're saying. But the only thing I wonder about is where's the, because if you look at Psalm 83, Asaph was not taught when he talked about God, he wasn't talking about, and people who they thought anything other than Yahweh. And the gods were the council at the time that he talked to, sort of the privileged people. That's the way I understand it. And of course, Jesus quoted him later in the Gospels when he was accused of being God. He quoted Psalm 83 and said, well, didn't you read? He said, you are gods. So your version of God seems to be at odds with the scriptures, and the story you have, I mean, it could be, I'm not saying it's wrong, but what I'm saying is, again, we don't want to be dogmatic. We don't want to run past the evidence. We only want to go as far as the evidence goes. So I'm wondering, what evidence do you have for these claims other than sort of you coming up with a hypothesis?
Okay, so before I give you evidence, I have to reiterate what God means to biblical people, because your understanding of God is not according to the people that's in the Bible. Let's start with this. God is an English word. G-O-D, those are English letters, okay? The Bible tells you that it's taking place in a geographical, which is basically in between Africa and the Middle East, which is what we would refer to as Sumeria, Mesopotamia, over into the Egyptian territory, all of that up in there, right? All right, so God to them, like I said, that word is Elohim. And in that definition, for them, a God is a judge, and it also means magistrates. What judges and magistrates are to religious people, that's God and the angels. But according to the biblical people, according to their language, God is the judges and the magistrates. And those are the people that you need to maintain law and order in your kingdom. So my understanding of God is different from yours. So how can I provide you any type of evidence when I'm explaining to you that my understanding of God is totally different?
Well, you talked about a council of black women that grafted on or went outside and had relations with people outside of their people, I guess the nation. That would be a place. Where's evidence for that?
Okay, so the situation with Cleopatra and the Caesar of Rome, that was not the first time an African woman of leadership had a relationship with someone from the kingdom of Rome. There was a situation even with Greece. Every kingdom that Africa has come in contact with, you can't make any of us believe that those women were not making children with any of those foreign men. When the Indians came in, when the Asians came in, when they made contact with the Caucasians, you're not going to make me believe that no woman of stature in Africa did not make any children with an outside. And
right,
and
but
in fact, right now,
it was council, a council of black women. Where's that council found at? Let's start at the very basic.
Okay. All right. So the very first kingdom in that northeast East African territory where it appears that civilization started is going to be the territory that on this platform we refer to as Kemet. For me, it's a little further down in the territory that I refer to as Kush, or the territory that you call Ethiopia today. Now, if you look at the Ethiopian history, when you look at what they deify the mother, and I think the symbol is that of a bird, I believe. Somebody I don't want to act like I know everything, but there's other family members on here also that'll tell you that the history of the Kushite history, you'll see that the very first deity that they have in the Ethiopian territory or the Abyssinian territory is that of a woman. So I'm saying that it's a council because of the definition. The definition for Elohim says judges, which is plural, and magistrates, that's plural. So when I look at Cush and them deifying the mother, and then I look at those definitions and I see that those are pluralistic terms, that is how I come up with the Council of Black Women. You got me?
All right. Let me move on. I want to get Sekou in the building. Sekou.
Yes, peace, sir. Thanks for letting me in.
Yes.
This is a very rich conversation, very rich. And I think I started this conversation with Captain the other day. I'm glad you got the video up. I'm very glad you did that. Yes, I'm willing to, further this conversation with Captain. And my conversation was mainly based on the fact that there is a difference between belief and faith. So I understand the word belief, people kind of like throw it around. So there are different categories. There's a faith-based belief, which I'm combating. And then there is an evidence-based belief, which I think your guest here is arguing that he has a belief based on evidence. That's an evidence-based belief. There's a faith-based belief. Then there is a skeptical belief. So I can believe in something, but I'm skeptical. I don't have the evidence, but I say based on past experience or based on certain accumulated information, I think this might be it, but I'm not sure. It's the issue, for example, of aliens. Some scientists will tell you that there is a lot of proportional reason why we should think there should be other intelligence in the universe, but we don't have evidence for it. But we believe that based on the universe, how big the universe is, and the zone of life we see around different planets, there is a probable cause or reason to believe that there could be other life out there. Now, that's not an evidence-based belief. It's skeptical, but then it's based on observation. But what the religion is doing is to take faith-based beliefs and make it into an evidence or factual belief. That's where we are having a problem. That's where I'm arguing with Captain Tazaryach. I said, if you can have your faith, that's okay. But if you turn it into a fact, as if it's an evidence-based belief, then you got to produce the evidence. And if you cannot produce the evidence, then you cannot call it a fact. You have to call it a faith-based belief, and we will let you go. There's no problem. We all got some faith here and there, but do not call it fact. That's where we went into the issue of Hamite. A man sat down and said that he is more closer to Japanese and European than African. And I'm saying, okay, I'm looking at you, I'm looking at your phenotype, I'm looking at everything on you. It shows African to me. But now you are doing like people who say that I am a man, but then I'm a woman. But then I'm looking at the fact before me, but then you say, no, the fact I'm looking at doesn't matter. So I said, okay, do you have any evidence for me to be able to measure? Because that's what evidence-based belief is. I can measure it, I can observe it. Is there anything I can measure and observe to know you are closer to Japanese than African? And he said, no, it's just based on his book. I said, then that is a faith-based belief, it's not a fact. I think that's where we are with this argument. And I think we have to bring dictionary, we have to bring a lot of stuff to be able to clarify this.
That's a fact. Jamie, I thank God for you, man, because these are the same people who is sitting up here talking about that evolution is not a belief, it's actual facts because it's based off of scientific evidences. So I'm so glad for you, Jamie. Now they're talking about belief based off of evidence. So at least we're moving in the right direction, Jamie. I thank God for you, whatever entity you want to believe in.
No, evolution is not a belief or faith-based belief. It's a belief based on a fact, because the word belief, it can be misused. So people don't like using it because the believers have turned it into a trust and faith. I trust in something, therefore I believe it. No evidence for it. That's why the word belief has been abandoned. But it usually means I have evidence for something. That's why I believe it. But if it is faith-based, that means you just trust it, but you don't have evidence.
So Sekou, in science, that's called a scientific theory.
A theory is a rational explanation. It doesn't make guess.
So how many times do we have to do the test to come to the conclusion that it's correct to believe in it?
So when you test something in science, you create what we call the falsification theory. That means you give people the chance to be able to falsify it. I give an example. If you say, I did a test and water boiled at this degree, let's say 60 or 100, and you say, my theory is that water boiled at 60 degree, then you give me evidence to test it, because I will go test it with 20 degree, 10 degree, 5 degree. If it boiled at any other degree other than 60, then I falsify your theory.
After one test,
you make it 100. What is important is that you establish a fact which other people can falsify.
Okay. Hey, what do you think about Apostle's performance today when he was talking to Jamie? Sekou?
Yeah, Apostle is, I don't know, man. He's my elder, but I think he's out of line most of the time. And we don't have to, when it comes to academic discussion, it's not a political discussion. It's not issue of love. Jim and us, we have different political view. We come from different races. It doesn't matter. But if you're having a discussion of information, everybody should bring their fact. It has nothing to do with color.
Right. Captain Tazaryach is watching right now. What would you like to say to Captain Tazaryach? Let's make this thing happen. What do you think? You think he's running scared? What do you think, brother?
I think Tazaryach will have a lot of difficulty discussing with Sekou because I'm a sharpshooter.
Right.
And I make rational arguments. I have beliefs. I'm a spiritual person. I don't believe in supernatural, but I believe in spirituality that is based on finding meaning in nature. So I'm not a supernatural guy. But what I would tell Captain, his book, that's ancient book he have in his hand, which he's trying to use as an evidence base, is he can use that to argue with Sekou. That sham Jaffa nonsense that he said he looked like Palestinian. I want to bring him to show me how he looks like a Palestinian than an African. And that's where I'm going to drag him, because he said he looked like Palestinian. And I want to know when his Bible say that the children of Hamite include Canaanites, Canaan, Mizraim, Cush. So I want to know the remaining of people, African people that are still in Canaan, whether are they the modern Palestinians or not, and how are they different from the Palestinians? Because he said he looked like Palestinian, but he doesn't look like African. So I want to dig in that area. I want him to explain that.
Now, Sekou, you got to be careful what you ask for now, because you can get it. You might get it. And we know that Captain, to me, is one of the best when it comes to this, because he knows how to get out. He knows how to answer questions. He's definitely a formidable, one of the top debaters when it comes to Israelites. So, I know you ain't underestimating him on that.
No, Captain is a good debater. He knows how to tell a lie with confidence and make the lie sound true.
Oh,
yeah.
Woo! All right.
Captain can tell a lie with confidence. That's where I gave him that. That's what he did with Shaka. Everything he was saying was nonsense, but he was saying the nonsense with confidence. And in winning a debate, you don't need actually fact. You just need a lot of confidence and say a lot of untruth with a bold face, and you can convince the audience. I know he's good at that.
Captain right now, he got this thing up. You see it right there on the screen. He said, I wouldn't debate that. And I didn't say I look like a Palestinian. I hate liars. That's what Captain is saying to you right now. He's calling you a liar, brother.
Can you play the tape, sa.neter? Can you go? You played it today. He said he looks more like Palestinian with melanin.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's in the video.
Well, Captain, the link is in the chat. You're welcome to hit that link and, pump this thing up. Let me bring on Neftali. Neftali, what you got to say about everything that you're hearing? You are a Hebrew Israelite woman. What do you got to say about this, Neftali? Neftali, unmute yourself.
Are you talking? I'm sorry, I'm in my car. Did you say something to me?
Yes, I said you are a Hebrew Israelite, and you keep on saying that I'm saying monkey this and monkey that. Why you keep doing that when I told you that's not what I'm saying?
I'm gonna have to probably come on another time. It's really loud out here. You keep saying monkey this. Well, you teach that we come from apes. Isn't that correct?
I never said we come from apes, Neftali. You know that.
You believe in people who teach the evolution. They all teach that we all descend from a primate.
We have a common ancestor, Neftali. A common ancestor is not saying we come from apes, Neftali. We're saying we have a common ancestor. I don't know why that's hard and difficult for you to understand.
Well, evolution doesn't teach that. They teach that we all descend from the apes. They are our ancestor.
Okay, well, Sekou, can you explain that to her? Because you're shaking your head.
Yeah, so we keep telling people this. With my little knowledge, my field is social work, counseling, psychology. I didn't do any biology, but I've been able to buy textbook and read. Evolution does not say we come from monkeys. I don't know how many times we have to say it. It doesn't say we come from gorilla. It doesn't say we come from monkey. Evolution is simply saying life evolved from simple into complex. And one of the evidence that have been found is that we do have common ancestors with what you would call modern apes. There is a common ancestor. At some point, there was the separation happened, but we did not come from them directly as a monkey evolving into human being. That's not what happened.
But
that's not what happened. And the evidence of our common ancestry is in DNA, is in the fossil records. So there's so many records to show to you that there is a common ancestry. The homonym is where they take us back. And that those homonym are not monkeys, and they are not the gorillas. They are just a homo. The word homo just means human in Latin. So they were a humanoid type of beings. But when you go back as far enough, we do have a common ancestor with these creatures. And that shouldn't surprise you. We have common ancestors. At some point, you can even say almost everything on the planet. But to say directly we came from the gorilla or monkey, that is not true.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then what you just spoke was actually not true. No, it actually was not scientific. But I actually came on here because I wanted to really talk about it, and you all want to teach, and a lot of people are actually waking up to the fact that a lot of information has been hidden. To say that the people in the past were these primitive people when they were actually more advanced than we are. So, I mean, the whole narrative that people were primitive and then they evolved into these skillful people is more of a white supremacist ideology than actually historically accurate.
Well, I will concede to that. Colonialism had downplayed the contribution of other civilizations. That is a fact. The European conqueror were not looking to praise people they conquer. They were looking to denigrate people they conquer. So they have to play down the contribution of other people on the planet. There are people who still believe in the Aryan theory of white people producing everything. But the fact is that every continent has contributed to human civilization at one point or the other. Egypt was on top at a certain time. The Sumerian was on top at a certain time. And the European came to the game very late very, very late, what you would call modern European, which is 7th
Hey,
century.
I'm sorry. I really am trying to hear you. I can't hear you. I'm gonna have to leave out. I'm about to come back in. All right.
All right. All right.
Okay. So yes, but to
I got
say
a
that ancient people were more sophisticated than modern people, that's also false.
Sekou, I got a question for you real quick.
Go ahead, Dr. Inky.
Sekou, you said that we share a ancestor.
Jamie, you can cut in. You could get in anytime you feel. When you're ready, just hold your hand up. Let me know. I'll let you in too. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, Sekou, you were saying that we share an ancestor, a common ancestor with the apes or the gorillas. Can you share for us the actual common ancestor? Like, has that common ancestor ever been located, found, or identified?
No.
No.
Why are you answering the question for him, man? Let him answer.
He can't help himself, man.
The answer is yes, it has.
No, what do you mean I can't help? I already said that. I said there is. Inky, are you?
I'm listening.
He's here.
Okay. Yeah, so you've been hearing issues like missing links and what have you. They've not found directly and say this is this particular common ancestors that human and then these other being come from. No. But what we've been able to do is to trace the humanoid. That means the humanoid creatures that are actually human, but they not exactly look like us. If you trace them to Lucy, for example, that were found in Ethiopia, you will find out that it is much closer. Lucy did not look like you and me. It will look more like what you will be calling apes, but it's not an ape based on certain physiological features that it has. So the common ancestor, yes, some are missing, but by DNA, I'm coming. The fossil you are looking, because the science have different branches. You are talking about the fossil record. But now when you go to DNA, that has been proven that we are related with a common ancestor through DNA, yeah.
And to add on, Inky, and to add on to what he was saying, now Sekou might not agree with me, but we are it. When you say, can you find that ancestor? Can you find that common ancestor with part of it? That's us. You looking at it right here. We are that ancestor, brother. We are that common ancestor. We evolved into it. Just like when it split off and one became an ape, that's the ancestor. That's why you can no longer find the piece. When you say, where's that piece that made you into that? That's the piece, is the gorilla. We are the piece. We are the human.
I'm hugging you, so I'm sending you a hug through the internet, brother. We cannot be our own ancestor. That's
we are that, man. You missing the point what I just said.
I know.
This is why. Listen. This is why you can't find it, because we evolved into it. That's it. When these pieces broke up, remember, it was big. And so some went all different type of ways, bringing in the animal kingdom, bringing in all type of living species, right? And so our part split into two, and one went right, one went left, one became apes, one became human.
One went right and one went left, and so they became apes and humans.
You playing games, man. Sekou's, I mean, go ahead, man.
Yeah, no, I don't think I was saying the way you are saying it.
Right.
And to say we are our ancestors, but I would say that the way evolution happened is very complicated. You need to think, when they say evolution, it doesn't mean then that something just in the morning, it looks like that in the evening it just changed like that. It just is genetic. It's genetic change that happened over a very long period of time. So it's a process. So for you to even find a particular creature lying down right now to say this is the creature where we all came from, that's not how it works. The gene, the population, before a particular species to change to another, there is a particular genetic change that needs to happen for the entire population to change to something else. That happens over hundreds of thousands and millions of years. But DNA can be able to trace. I'm coming. Let me just let Inky, I'll let you talk.
Okay.
DNA, for example, we have been able, one of the things before science, we were told that all humans were, some people thought we were not related. Other people thought that African evolved differently, European evolved, they came from different parents, and that existed. But science has come to confirm that we actually are all one, and we came from just one part of continent called Africa. Through DNA, we are able to trace everyone to the continent. So the same way we be able to trace to say that our beginning, there were other humanoid creatures that existed before us that eventually gave birth to us. We and the Homo sapien don't look the same. We and the Neanderthal don't look the same. We and the Homo habilis don't look the same. There's differences as you go back. There were different species of human, and we were the only species that's left.
Okay,
so Captain, can you come in, Captain, and explain to us how human life was created? How human life was created. That's the question that Jamie asked Apostle, and Apostle was fearful of answering it. So can you come in, Captain Tazaryach, and explain to us how human life was created? Now we got Apostle coming back. Hopefully he redeemed himself. He thought about what was going on, and he's raising his hand, and he want to get back in here.
Hold on, I want to finish with Sekou real quick. Let me just finish with
Hold
Sekou.
on, man. Hold on. Be patient, okay? Be patient. Because I'm now reminded of what was said to me yesterday. Oh, yeah, Apostle, you got me, but I'm going to get you back for that one. So I went back while I was off the air. I went back and reviewed the tape and listened to what happened with the tape.
That's crazy.
Jamie had asked about why can't we all just get along? And I responded to Jamie question about why we can't just all get along. And I explained that to Jamie, why we can't all get along. Jamie refused to answer that question after I explained. And y'all know what I said. Jamie changed the subject and asked me a question rather than responding to what I said. And I know why he did that. But the point is, we got voices and opinions on the set that evidently don't listen and didn't remember or did not hear what I said to Jamie. And sa.neter jumped up talking about you afraid, which he knows better. But you got me, Si. You got it. You wanted to carry the water. But I just wanted to come back on and explain that because most of you guys got slow gases.
So would you like to answer his question now?
I can answer his question, but he never answered mine. That's the point.
What was your question? What was your question?
Was how do he expect us to get along based on what has happened? And what is his answer to moving forward? That was my question. He did not answer. He changed the subject and asked me some ridiculous question about what is my religion. Like that matters. That's the point. But you carried his water and you let him get by. So I'm going to ask you, sa.neter, when this tape is over, go back and listen.
Okay, you can ask me the question you asked Jamie. How do we expect to get along? Go ahead, ask me.
I'm not asking you.
Do you know why you're not going to ask me?
Because it's not for you, Si.
Do you know why you're not going to ask me?
How many times have you came on this air and blamed God for the babies being cut out the bellies of our black women? Blame God for our slavery. Now you got the opportunity to put the blame where it's at. But you want to say, I'm scared. You want to say, I'm scared of the boy. Like I got reason to be scared, like he can do something to me. And then your chat goes on, talk about me as a teenager. Just totally disrespecting me as an elder. As bad, all because you want your opportunity to get back on me because I hit Tazaryach with the 3 questions and bash you upside the head.
All right. Jamie, you want to respond, Jamie?
You got me back.
All right.
Jamie stand up for himself and answer what is he willing to do. Since he wants us to get along, what is he willing to do to create that circumstances? Because it got to start with them. It can't start with us.
All right,
I
Apostle.
want to read something, and I'm done. Isaiah 14. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them and shall possess them then in the land of the Lord for servants and for handmaids. I told him that's his future. But if he wants to change it, he can. But what is he willing to do to change that? Now, that's what I asked him. He never answered that question. He answered that question, I will answer any other question he got.
All right. Jamie, you want to respond?
Yeah. First off, you're making a claim that you asked me the question why we don't get along. You never asked me that, or I never asked that question. I was very clear from the beginning. The reason why the conversation cannot move forward is because everyone has these very, very different beliefs about how humans originated. So the conversation needs to step back, and everybody needs to get on some commonality as to how humans came about in the first place, whether it was being created by God, evolution, panspermia, whatever you want to think of. So I was not asking a question. I was very clearly stating what I perceived the problem to be. That's it. So I'm for the life of me, I don't know how you got confused on that.
Okay, so you done?
No, I have one more thing.
Okay.
It's like you called me a boy. Am I correct?
I don't know if I did or not. I don't think so.
I think you did, and I just want to state I wasn't disrespectful to you, and I mean, how would you appreciate it if I came on here and called you a boy on the platform?
Do you remember me calling you a boy?
Yes, I do.
I don't. But that's
yeah,
okay.
Apostle, yeah, you did say boy. You did.
I did? Okay.
Yep.
So you need to summon the power of the Holy Spirit and not
Okay.
get feelings, and we can have a conversation.
Okay. So I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to call you a liar now. Because you did understand and you did understood. You even say you understand it, but you refuse to answer the question. So I'm going to ask the question to you since you acting vague and you don't remember. You said, why can't we just get along and move forward?
But he's saying that wasn't a question. He's saying that wasn't a question.
No,
he was talking, a statement, and he was going on.
So that's not true. You go back and listen to the tape. I'm just reminding him of what he said. That's the question he asked, and this is my response to it.
No, I have to jump in.
Sir, I went back and listened to the tape.
Okay, so when I said, let me just say this because you're heading down a wrong path, a wrong talking point.
I'm not, sir.
Hold on, Apostle, hold on. I'm gonna let you talk.
This is ridiculous. You're gonna need to summon the power of your God to calm yourself down. What I'm saying is, even if you thought I said that, what was the context of getting along? Was it getting along in what sense? All I'm talking about is a very specific conversation about the origin of humans. It's not a blank check for you to talk about anything you want according to your definition of getting along. And I'm willing to have a conversation with you, but you're fixated on talking about what you want to talk about and not listening to me. And it's not even worth a conversation if you're not going to do that. You don't even need me here. You could just get on a soapbox and just preach. I'm done.
Hey, Star, let me get in here and ask.
No, excuse me, man.
Get in here.
Y'all, this is serious. So if you don't think it is, just lay back for a minute. Jay, okay? You're lying. But number one, you're naive.
Apostle, is there a way we can move forward though? Can we move forward? Because you're just going back and forth. Let's go with the information. Let's go forward. How was humans created? Let's go forward, Apostle. Because
humans were created by the Most High God.
How?
He spoke them into existence.
Oh,
just like the book says.
Okay. Do you have a
source make man in our image?
Do you have a source on it?
Son, do you want to listen to me or you don't?
Yeah, I'm asking you for a source.
It's in the book. Genesis
1:26. I'm talking about in the Bible. Do you have any scientific
No, I don't need scientific source. I'm not having a scientific conversation.
So you can just make up
You're
anything.
asking me what I believe. Okay? Everybody here is able to express what they believe. Moses 7:7 got to talking about whatever. He was allowed to talk about it. Did you ask him for a source to prove it? No, because there ain't no sense in it, because it can't be proven. That's not the point. Stop carrying the man's water for him. You got me back already. Your whole congregation think I'm a juvenile. The point is, I asked this fella a question.
You're going back again, Apostle. You're going back.
Listen, son, I came back on to express this.
Yeah, but I don't want to go back to that, brother.
You were confused of this. You were confused. And you you blasted the whole conversation. You gave him his water. That's all right.
All right, Apostle. All right. Do you have any questions for the brother? Accept all of that stuff.
Now, I've been said I didn't have no questions other than that. What I said to him, if he want to sit here and act naive and deny history and not want to deal with it.
Not one time have he denied any history. He said he understand that.
No, sir.
Come on, man.
During this water, he didn't say that. He didn't speak to
Black people been forgave white people. Apostle.
Oh, really? You speak for all of us?
Hell yeah. You send Apostle. Where do you send your children to school? Where did you send your children to school? Where did you get your goddamn certificate from for being a reverend? Where did you go to work for all these years? Where do black people go to work for all these years? Where do black people send their kids to school? Where do black people buy their clothes? Where do black people buy their food? You've been forgave white people for years ago. What are you talking about? Now, I could see if we was living on some goddamn island by ourselves and we was doing everything ourselves where we didn't have to depend on none of that, then I could rock with you. But when you coming in 2025 asking that same crazy question, black folks been forgave white people. Now, you may have not, but black people have been forgave white people.
That's a fact.
All right, remember that.
I do remember that.
Because Trump ain't done yet.
And so black people, what Trump? What are you talking about?
Yeah, don't worry about what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Just because we got to use something, that don't mean, like Tazaryach say, just because he got to do business with him, it don't mean he's forgotten. Now, you might have forgotten.
I believe me, I have not forgotten.
You might have forgiven, but I don't want to ever hear you talk about the women and their babies being cut out their belly complaining to God anymore about that, since you have forgiven them. I don't want to hear you. When this man is not on the show, I don't want to hear you no more.
All right, Apostle, let's move. All right, let me get inside out. Go ahead, inside out.
All right, thanks. The Sekou. Captain Tazaryach, in his sit down with Sekou, or not sit down, but conversation with Sekou, Cap did say that phenotypically that he looked more like the African, even though the African ain't his brother. He did say that. That's number one. Number two, Sa, you was right. Inky tried to box you in when you was talking about the common ancestors.
Yeah.
A perfect example to what you were saying, Sa. If you take a moth and a butterfly, right? They are two different species,
right?
But they have common ancestors. They have a common ancestors while being different.
Right.
Like nobody can refute that. That's a fact.
Beautiful boy.
So
So you was right on that. I couldn't, man. I had to jump back on here. I said, boy, Sock got him boxed in. But yeah, you right though.
Yeah, you hear that, EP? You hear that? All right, let me go to the Lonely Prophet, man. What's up, bro? Hey, you unmute yourself. Go ahead. I hear you now. I hear you now.
Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm on my way to work, man. You got to skip my. It might be cutting out. I'm going through this little city that where it's like a little dry spot, but
yes, sir.
hopefully I can get through this. But man, what's up, son? I've been watching your show forever, dude, and I know Sister Nepal as far as on the internet and stuff like that. We kind of connected on there years ago. But she's a beautiful sister, man, and I love what you got going on with the show. But I want to get in straight to it. I don't want to be long-winded. You hear me?
Yeah.
I want to respond to Apostle because one thing I noticed is he's real confident calling the so-called white brother Esau, Edomite. He just literally attached that title to him as if he know for sure that this man is an Edomite based off of who he said that he was. I believe did the brother say that he was Italian, or what was it that he said that he was, the white man?
Yeah, Italian.
Okay, so now watch this. And I heard Apostle mention Ashkenazi Jews. Now, I'm an Israelite, but watch this. Here's the understanding, because we all know that the so-called Jews stole the identity, right, of the Israelites, right? But watch this. Let's focus in on who they call the Ashkenazi Jews, correct? And we can all agree with this and say that the Ashkenazi Jews can't be Jews because Ashkenaz descend from Japheth, right? One of Noah's sons. Watch this.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Say it again.
I agree. The Ashkenazi Jew came from Japheth.
Now hold on and watch this. If you agree with this, you have to agree with the rest of them. What about the Spaniards? What about the Romans? What about the Grecians? What about the Russians? Because they all descend from the Japhetic seed line. They do not descend from the Shemitic seed line where Esau descends from. So how in the hell are you calling that man sitting before you Esau?
Because I'm just not leaving it to just the Italians, the descendants of Philip and Alexander. I'm not leaving it up to them. It includes the Russians. It includes Magog.
Also, none of them
is just I asked him, was he from Sicily? Right? Because the Sicilian has a different lineage than the regular Italian. The Sicilian has more blood. That's why I asked him. Okay, I'm just not talking about him. So what are you talking about?
So watch this. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. Now I love you. I respect you. I love you. You're very entertaining. I love when you come on, brother. But I want to say this: if you read Genesis 10, right, the Isles of the Gentiles, the seed lines are laid out. What I'm telling you is, if we believe what the Bible say, right, that we are who our father is, the Japhites are not the father of Esau. So how in the hell can he ever be called an Edomite?
The reason why.
You gotta prove that, bro. That's what I said. And you can't. And neither can any of the rest of the Israelites. They gotta make up all kind of other stuff.
Hold on. To Lonely Prophet and Apostle. Lonely Prophet, here's some words of advice for you, brother. If you don't run and put the book down and run fast as you can, you're going to end up like Apostle when you get old. Put the book down, deal with real history. Ain't no Fred and Jeff Fred and all this old crazy nonsense, brother. Deal with real history. Because if I was to ask you to source up and prove that these people come from them, you wouldn't be able to do it. You would turn back around on your belief system. So come on, let's stop playing games. We are all grown men and women here. And let's deal with real history, brother. Real stuff.
Let me just finish the conversation.
Nah, you don't need to finish it, brother, because it's taking us away from the real history, brother.
What you mean real history?
Hold on, watch this. Watch this, Christ. Watch how simple this is. who did God change the nations of the belly inside of Rebecca? Who was in the bellies of Rebecca?
Esau and Jacob.
All right. And now God changed them, right? You said God changed them as nations, right?
God changed them, right?
Who was the father of them? Who was the father?
Jacob. Esau.
Who was the father?
Isaac.
All right, right. Now check this out. Isaac put the sperm in Rebecca. So just because God changed them as a nation, he never changed the sperm.
Yeah,
he never
did.
Listen, be quiet. He never changed the blood. He never changed the blood. If you are
that's right.
If you are what your father is, then you would not be saying, oh, this the white man, this the black man, he became this one became that. Brother, you teach that you are what your father is. So you can't change it now because you want to have your way on this crazy fairy tale nonsense.
The truth is, all of these nations that I named, Ham, Shem, and Japheth, they were all melanated people until who I like to call our enigma was bred through our sin. We bred the white man through our sin, through leprosy. That's where you get the leprosy idea, but it wasn't Esau, though. You understand that? These are two different nations of people. You can't call Esau.
You won't be able to find any of that in no real history book, brother. That's what I'm talking about.
Not at all.
It's only in the Bible, and that's all where you're going to find that at, in the Bible.
It's science to it as well, though, brother. It's science. We know that. We talk about it all the time.
Right now to show us a scientific source. Right now.
Well, what I'm saying is, like y'all was speaking about evolution. Y'all speaking of evolution, like the white people being in the north and in the cold climate, the black people being in the melanated climate. See, but there's a truth behind a lot of this. There's lies and truth, but we got to divide it. And I always say that no one man is that intelligent. We all need each other. You got the Israelites. Hold on, I want to say this. I'm gonna let you go. You got the Israelites arguing against the people that believe the natives. When your grandparents told you that we was natives to America, or they liars? And you get what? No, there's a truth in all of that stuff. Because even when it comes to the slave story, it's not totally true and it's not totally true. They didn't ship thousands of slaves, millions of slaves from Africa to America. You don't even see.
That's a different topic.
Jay, shut
up. So wait a minute. It's not really a different topic. I'm not getting into a different topic. What I'm saying is what Sai was saying. So what I'm saying is all that it goes together, gets truth in all of that. Because what?
Okay, all right, thank you. I want to move on.
Conversation.
I want to say this. I'm gonna get ready.
All right, hold on, y'all. I got to move on, man, because 7 is Star. What's up, brother?
Hold up, man. Sai, let me build up a
Whoa, Sai, let me get one question to Jamie real quick. I haven't said one thing yet. Let me just get one question to Jamie.
I want to have a debate with the brother, man.
With who? With who?
Prophet.
Not right now.
Not right now.
Not right now.
I want to get it back on. I want to get it back on topic to the science question.
Yes, go ahead.
When Sekou was on earlier, he hinted to Neanderthal being a non-African genome. Okay, a non-African genome. Which can we talk about Homo erectus and how Homo erectus may have left out of Africa and what possible mutations may have occurred when Homo erectus left out? Because to my understanding, Neanderthal is about 304,000 years in between Neanderthal and Homo sapien.
No, I didn't know. I don't think so. I'm not an expert, but they existed.
It's not you, Nepal. Nepal is Nepal. Okay, I thought that was Nepal.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Queen. Go ahead.
I am Nepal.
Existed with modern man.
But Neanderthals and Homo sapiens did exist together.
They lived at one time together, but Neanderthals
they mated and reproduced.
Well, we do know that the offsprings between those two were not sterile. But I'm talking about. But hold on, listen. I'm giving you dates. Homo sapien is about 300,000, 330,000 BC years ago. Neanderthal is about 800,000 years ago. So I'm saying that
Can
the
you prove
mutation.
that?
So yeah, if you let me finish the sentence, Apostle.
No,
And this
I'm
is the
saying,
question.
can you prove it?
But yeah, this is a question to Jamie. So Neanderthal is about 800,000 BC. That's when we first see that mutation. So my question was basically 300 to 400,000 years later, we see the mutation from Homo sapien in Africa. So I just wanted to talk about that as the Homo sapien being the African mutating, possibly from directly from Homo erectus.
I like to know how they know that. Anything is 800,000 years
Apostle,
old.
Apostle, come on, brother, please, man.
Because if Homo erectus possibly left through Morocco, because I do think we find the Heidelberg Beginnis skulls in Morocco. Is that correct?
Well, you said a lot, and it's been a while since I've looked at the specific dates of when they found archaic humans, and by humans, sort of all of the hominids together. I don't think you said anything wrong, other than I don't know that they could specifically route that they went through Morocco, but they probably did, right in the northern part of Africa. I think one thing we need to keep in mind is, if you think of like branches on a tree, those are how different hominids or humanoids developed. And at one point, scientists say there were up to 7 different and distinct hominid species on the planet. That's probably in the last 50,000 years. So it's not that, it's not that necessarily one was a quote unquote mutation. It's a lot of mutations over a long period of time, typically through geographic isolation that causes speciation. So, I mean, that's sort of my quick take on it. Again, my perspective is just the basic current scientific understanding of evolution. So if you want to know what I believe, crack open an evolution book on evolution, and that's it. So.
Hey, that's agreeable. So do we think that genome that came back into Africa is the admixture? Because there is. So if we're saying so are there a group of, can we say scientifically sub-Saharan Africans that never left out of Africa that would be no Neanderthal DNA?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. Hold on a minute. Let me get a book.
Uh-huh.
This is a great book, and it's pretty extensive. And it used to the prevailing thought. I guess you could go. That's enough. Yeah, I mean, you can go back and watch the video if you want the book. The prevailing thought was that Africans did not have any Neanderthal DNA in them at all. That was the prevailing thought, and that made sense. Humans left Africa, the original population stayed there, Neanderthals were big in Europe, and then there was an admixture of genes. That's why typically Europeans have more Neanderthal DNA than Africans do. But what they found is they just didn't do enough testing, because humans on the planet, it's not like they just moved in one direction and once they got there, they stayed. Some actually went back to Africa, taking that Neanderthal DNA with them. So my understanding, and take it for what it's worth, I'm always willing to change. I'm not going to die on this. But my understanding is that some populations did go back to Africa with Neanderthal DNA, and some people in Africa right now actually have Neanderthal DNA. Now, could there be some that don't have any? Sure. You take some of the older ancestral tribes, I'm sure they don't have any, But that's sort of my quick take. And again, I'm open to correction on that, but that's my current understanding after reading that book.
Good shit. I concur.
Okay, so the quick question about panspermia, because You did give me your take on it, but I wanted to like go a little bit deeper in depth with it because I don't believe it's a new scientific theory. I've always believed in that theory. It's just for some reason it just never. Maybe social media is the reason why it's starting to become a popular theory. But okay, so let's think of it from the aspect of evolution. When we think of 1980 up until the 2000s, we saw a lot of evolution in that little period, right? You would say, Jamie? From 1980 to 2000, you would say we saw a lot of evolution, right?
Paul, you could cut in when you're ready, when you want.
I don't know what you mean by
if we're cars, like let's just use cars. We saw evolution in the cars, right? From the ones from 1980s up until now, right?
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking.
All right, so I'm using that as an example for what I'm getting ready to say now. Okay. So think of that same understanding of evolution with the cars. You saw how they went from what they looked like in 1980s and how they look today in 2025. Now, using that scale, think of the planets out in the universe, right? Think of another planet, in its galaxy, and they have evolved a hell of a lot further than we have here on the planet Earth. Evolved so much to the point where their airplanes are like the 2025. Our airplanes here are the 1980s version of what they have. They got like the 2025 version of where we thinking we're seeing like UFOs. This is where I'm coming from with the evolution, right? So now to get back to what sa.neter was saying, where did life on Earth come from? So with that understanding of evolution, when you understand how we work as humans, we breathe in oxygen, correct? Correct?
Correct.
Yes. All right. So when I do my study, I understand that the oxygen that we're breathing is actually coming from a source, which we refer to as the ether in the universe. The ether is the same energy is where the sun is getting its energy from, and it takes that energy and it transfers it onto the planet into the green life, and then green life does photosynthesis, and then we're breathing oxygen. What I'm ultimately saying, if there was no ether in the universe, we would not be getting that energy from the sun, we would not have any oxygen, basically. But when we do breathe, when we exhale, we're basically exhaling the universe back, giving it back to itself, and then it's like a recycling thing. We get the energy from the universe, we breathe it in from the green life, we exhale it. So there's like a consciousness that's there. Okay,
you kind of made that up, Moses, because we breathe in oxygen, but we exhale carbon monoxide.
Mandinka Mali, please don't fall, brother. Please don't fall.
Man's out there working.
Mandinka Mali over there building a building.
Yeah, I used to do construction. I like to see that. I want to ask one point of clarification. He's muted. He's talking. One point of clarification, and this is where I talked about earlier, like the confusing language between using very literal language and using metaphorical language. This is sort of a perfect example. You say the universe, we breathe in the universe and then we breathe it out. Why would you not just say we breathe in oxygen and exhale oxygen? Because when you say the universe...
But we don't. We breathe in oxygen, we exhale carbon monoxide.
Yo, I want you to let people finish the point, and then you can cut right in. Let the people finish.
No, I misspoke. But why wouldn't you speak in literal terms? Why do you assign it to be the universe?
Because when you look at oxygen and you confine your oxygen to just this realm down here and not understanding the source where your oxygen comes from, it takes away the whole understanding of the universe and how important the universe is. You have people on this panel that believe in the invisible man, when in fact it's the universe that's responsible for your breath every day.
Okay, and this is where I promise I'm not trying to be argumentative.
I understand.
What is your when you say we breathe in the universe, what is your definition of the universe? Like one sentence, what would it be?
Ether. Ether.
Okay, then give a definition of ether, because I don't know what ether means.
Ether is a combustible liquid, which is why you see the sun. I mean, I'm sure you've seen the sun.
So we breathe in. Okay, I'm just bear with me. I'm not trying to. but you're saying we breathe in a combustible liquid.
When it's converted through the trees, that combustible liquid goes into the sun, and then the sun shoots out photon energy based off the energy it got from the ether. That photon energy goes across the universe, but it mainly hits our planet. That photon energy hits Genesis chapter 129, which is every herb bearing seed, and those green trees, grass, they produce not only oxygen, but we also get our fruits and vegetables. So basically what we are doing is we are consuming energy from the universe, from what we breathe and what we eat.
Okay, so let me just, again, I'm interjecting, not trying to be argumentative, but
it's fine, Jamie. I'm not apostle, bro. We good.
No,
we good.
I think everyone on the panel knows.
Yo, man, keep my name out your mouth, man.
All right, sir. All right, sir.
So
sorry about that.
On the
I just didn't want him to be intimidated by me. I didn't want him to think that me and you was the same person. Because sa.neter does that. When I come on here, sa.neter be calling me you, and when I don't like that. But at any rate, go ahead, brother Jamie.
Okay, so my point is, and I was going to say, I think some people on the panel picked up on this. I'm not breathing in a liquid ether or some liquid. I'm breathing in oxygen.
H2O.
So when we use those terms, it becomes very confusing. And I didn't mean to interrupt, but this is sort of part of the language problem, is interchanging these terms. And then when you sort of start substituting them, they don't make any sense, or they're at least you're at least losing the clarity of what you mean to say by using these sort of nebulous terms.
I understand what you're saying. So based on what you're saying I should have kept the information like, okay, we're dealing with a combustible liquid, which is ether. And then when it goes through the sun and it hits the green light, and green light does photosynthesis, I should have said we breathe in H2O, because isn't that what oxygen is? Oxygen is another form of a gas or a liquid in the air.
I thought that was water, man. H2O is water.
Well, what is the
you can't breathe water.
What is the scientific component for oxygen? Maybe I'm getting it wrong.
Are we breathing this in, Moses?
Well, when we exhale it shows up as condensation on windows. So
it's still carbon dioxide.
We're still breathing in some form of liquid. It's not. I mean, how do you get clouds?
Yeah, I think oxygen.
Air is mixed with liquid. That's how you get clouds. There is some moisture in the air that we breathe. I mean, the trees need moisture.
Oxygen is a gas, right?
Yeah, gas. Okay, but that's what I'm saying. We're breathing in a gas that comes from a gas. That's ultimately what I'm saying.
Yeah, so oxygen is O2, and then carbon dioxide is CO2. So
right, but there is a conversion that takes place in the trees. That's all. That's the point I'm trying to make. Understand what you're getting from the trees is converted from the universe. Is what I'm saying.
Converted from you.
We're sort of getting down into the weeds, but my bigger point is why even use the term universe at all when talking about what we breathe in? And I know this seems like I'm minutia, and sorry
you can't breathe in the universe.
The question, can't breathe. But that's the question I'm trying to get him to ask. You're asking the question I'm trying to get you to ask. Okay, so this is the reason why. Understand that the universe is when it enters into us, it's having it's getting a consciousness. You see what I'm saying? The universe is experiencing Earth through us because we're breathing it in. That's why you have to explain it like that. When you understand that the universe is actually having an experience through us, when you die and you give up your last breath, all of that information that the universe gathered from you goes back into the atmosphere and ultimately back into the universe. And then when it's flying, when meteors and comets are flying through the universe, they're picking up that same thing that you release, that whatever it is when you exhale, that light or whatever that information is that's in there is picked up in the universe by a comet, and then it lands on another planet, and then that consciousness starts again from the ocean. That's where the whole evolutionary process starts all over again on a total different planet. So back to the beginning of our conversation when I was talking about look at the evolution between the cars. I believe that there are other planets that are further evolved than us, that their planet had some type of destruction, and then their consciousness somehow ended up in the universe, and that consciousness ended up on atoms and on meteors and asteroids, and then landed on this planet, and they started all over again from those molecules that came up out of space. And so the consciousness that we have is probably actually a really ancient consciousness from a long time ago. And that's the reason why we're evolving now, because we're basically repeating what we did on another planet somewhere. So that's my whole understanding on that. On where life came from. I'm saying it came from another life on other planets, and we just repeating it again on this planet.
Can I make a comment real quick? I know you guys got a bill going on, but I just want to make a quick comment, and I'll be out.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, I actually wanted to comment on your original video because it was some things that were said on there that I think can be straightened out. Like, is Sekou still there? Sekou still here?
No.
Okay. Well, when Captain Tazaryach was trying to tell Sekou that he doesn't believe in science, he only believes in math, right? Mathematics, right? He said that, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think everybody failed, even Inky. Everybody failed to realize that science is mathematics. Science is governed, and you can only do science through mathematics. Everything that's proven is proven through mathematics. So if something is proven, it's mathematics. Proven by, use mathematics to prove it, and established and confirmed by mathematics. By any process.
That's why I always say mathematics is life.
Exactly. So if he agrees with science, then mathematics, then he agrees with science. He agrees with empirical fact, because empirical fact is mathematics, right?
Mm-hmm.
And mathematics is infinite. There's numbers that we haven't even named yet because we was like, oh man, we'll be here forever, right?
Yeah, that's
so
right.
Science, when we apply science and we're still trying to figure stuff out, there's an infinite things that we're still trying to figure out. And the things that we've confirmed, we put in that body of evidence.
And you know what that says? You know what mathematics tell me?
What?
Man did not build them pyramids, nor any other pyramid that's on this planet. Including
mathematics say opposite of that.
Telling you that?
Mathematics say opposite of that, Apostle.
Mathematics tell me that man did not build those pyramids.
What?
The ones that's on land, the ones that's in America, the ones that's
Hold on,
under
let
the
me put
Atlantic
it
Ocean,
on the camera while he's
the
saying
ones that's under the Pacific Ocean. Man did not build them. Mathematics, because man cannot.
Did a burning bush talk?
Hold on.
Did a donkey talk?
Hold on, let him finish. Let him finish.
Man does not have the natural ability to decipher mathematics. Now, just a great pyramid.
So, Apostle, because it was under the water, you saying man could not have done that because it was under the water? What'd you say?
They wasn't under the water when they were built. They were on land. But because of the top, because of plantation shifting, there's some underwater in the Atlantic Ocean,
right?
And the Pacific Ocean. They're there. They know they're there.
So you saying man could not have done that?
Man today can't make it. Man today cannot duplicate.
So let me ask you a question. How was bridges built?
I don't know about bridges.
The bridges. Listen to me. The bridges that's deeply underwater that'll carry you across from one state to another state. How was man able to do that?
Bridge.
Unmute yourself, Apostle.
Yeah, you muted me back. I have never seen bridges underwater.
No. Listen, that's not bridges underwater. That would hold up the bridges, brother. The poles, the pipes, the iron that holds up the bridges. How is man able to build the bridge?
They're able to do that through mathematics. Mathematics. That's what you're saying.
Hold on, let me put it on the camera while he's saying.
Mathematics I understand that.
So how was the ancient Egyptians able to build the pyramids?
Because they didn't build them.
Mathematics, right?
They didn't build them. They can't build them.
You ain't show no proof that they didn't, and there's proof that they did.
Build one today.
They have found documents showing the labor force of the pyramids. Right? They have documents showing where Imhotep is speaking about building pyramids. So Apostle, just because you can't fathom how pyramids couldn't be built doesn't mean that a human being can't. Because you can't doesn't mean a human being can't. Because there's human beings that understand math that you don't even fathom right now as we speak, Apostle.
But they don't have the technology then.
Ask him the question you was going to ask him about the Bible. You said you was going to ask him the question about the Bible. How was this then?
They have today could not move a block 500.
Do you believe in burning bushes that talk?
No, I don't.
I got it. Okay. So you don't believe everything that's in the Bible. I just want to make sure that you don't believe everything that's in the Bible.
Things in the Bible are literal. Things in the Bible are not literal.
So what does it mean?
It's up to you to decide. You decide what's allegoric and what is not.
So what does it mean? You talked about the burning bush, Apostle.
Yeah.
You talked about the burning bush. What does that mean?
That's something that Moses saw. I don't know nothing about it. Other than
well, why put it in the book if there's no understanding? I haven't heard nobody broke down why the bush is burning and there's words coming out of it.
Yeah,
there's a sound, there's a voice coming out the bush, right? Yeah. That's what Moses saw, right?
Coming out of animals, there's voices coming.
Yes.
There's different things.
So why are these voices coming out these animals, and why are they using the animals as metaphors for these voices to come out?
Why they use animals as metaphors?
I thought you've been studying this for a long time, Apostle.
I still don't know.
You should know.
Why should
I mean that should have been one of the first things you asked. That should have been one of the first things you asked, sir.
You know everything.
No, I only speak on what I know. And what I don't know, I say I don't know. And what I don't know, I don't speak. You speak on Christianity. You speak on that book. You always correcting people. You always correct. Well, you don't know the story about the talking donkey or the talking bush. You don't know that story.
What you talk about, or how much strength you try to gather? No, I don't believe.
Because you don't have no explanations. That's why I'm talking about mathematics, Apostle. Mathematics can be proven time and time again. Mathematics can be tested time and time again. You can't prove none of your none of the stories in your book to be historical, except for the historical characters that are in it. But that book is not history, and you can't prove that it is history.
Over people. That's why Apostle over him.
He's
no,
that's
that's my point. There are dates and there are people, but the book is not a history book, right? I could put historical dates in a Spider-Man book. I could put historical people in a Spider-Man book. That don't mean that the Spider-Man book is historical.
It's a book that can
That's why most scholars don't consider that book as a historical book for that fact.
Let Apostle speak. Let him speak now.
It doesn't matter what they consider. Man cannot reproduce the Great Pyramid today. They can't do it. Okay? And back then, they didn't do it with ropes, sticks, rubber hammers. They did not do it.
How was it done?
Someone else did it.
They showed pictures. They got pictures of them doing it.
Right. They ain't got no damn pictures of nobody doing nothing.
Okay, so now
those are paintings, man.
Let me build with SAR-7.
Probably painted 1,500 years ago.
Let me build with a SAR-7, man. Apostle's not going to have the conversation.
And if y'all fool enough to believe that,
well, you fool enough to believe in a talking donkey. And the talking snake? What
I don't believe in a talking snake, brother. That was a man.
What about the talking donkey?
Did you listen?
Apostle, but he's an apostle, but he doesn't know anything about it.
Exactly.
I got to get right. I gotta go to work in a bit. I just
all right, Jamie. Thank you for coming through. Appreciate you coming through, man.
Hey, Jamie, don't disrespect me again, brother.
Oh well,
oh,
hey,
man.
Jamie,
You threatened him physically too, Apostle. You threatened him physically. Yes, you did. You said if we were in the same space, he'd have a problem. If I was near you,
and you called him a boy, Apostle. Come on.
I'm giving you the side meme. I'm giving you the side meme face, Apostle, because that is a threat.
Anything, man, because
story of Gilgamesh
Jamie is a better man than you, as far as I'm concerned.
Well,
I know.
All right.
It's sort of a shame that
I know.
Yeah, because you
actual conversation.
The bottom of my shoe.
I was looking forward to actually having an interesting and intellectually honest conversation with the apostle. But I appreciate you having a talk with me. And
the apostle's scared of you. We all see it. He's scared.
Yeah. Oh, he was running.
That's where
he had his Nike Airs on.
Yeah. If Jamie want to answer the question, we can have a conversation.
All right, go ahead, Jamie. Go ahead, Jamie. Close out.
Well, I just wanted to say that, like a lot of these religious people, they seem to somehow not be able to summon the power of the Holy Spirit to give control when having a conversation with someone that is going to prove them wrong. So,
right.
And I'll listen back to this, and the apostle, you can rebut when I'm off. So anyway, I'll catch y'all next time. And Elder Saw, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Jamie, for coming through. All right, Apostle, man, yo, you made Israel look bad today, brother.
You the lapdog. You the white boy lapdog. That's all.
Whatever. You made Israel look bad today.
Ain't no way in the hell I made Israel look bad. Stop doing
this. Family in the chat, if you think Apostle made Israel look bad today,
that's what they gonna do
in the chat.
That's what they gonna do, brother. That's what you got to go back and listen to the tape. Because the boy did not answer.
He just called him a boy again, see?
That's right. That's right.
So why he can't disrespect you if you disrespect him?
Well, that's why I'm disrespecting him. Because he disrespected me.
All right, so if
man, come on, Apostle.
No, you come on, side.
So if we chose
you want to carry his water, I don't want to ever hear you talk about the black man's plight again, what we've been through, and how the heck. I don't want to hear you say nothing again. Because you wouldn't do it for the white boy, because you're carrying his shoes.
He let the white boy run you off, huh? He let the white boy run you off? Is that why you mad?
The white boy didn't run me off, man.
We the guy.
Much respect, brother.
We was all witnesses to you running.
You watch yourself, brother.
We the guys.
You gonna threat. When you see me, you gonna put hands on me too, Apostle?
We the gods, Apostle. We talk to people the way you was talking, folks.
If you claim to be the gods, you got to claim the devil too, brother. You can't claim one.
Oh, because now he up here acting like a devil and we not accepting.
There you go. See, there you go.
There you go. Yes. Yes.
You can't say that we both did, because I don't rock with how we cannot call ourselves gods. We cannot call ourselves shepherds.
Nigga, I don't rock like you rock either.
Man, and then the man come to us.
You about 2 years from ignorance.
You act like you can't even talk to the man.
Yeah,
that's not the point.
Right, you were
refused to answer my question.
God talked to the devil.
The man refused to answer my question. Why Sa.neter was carrying his water? I don't want to hear it.
Didn't you refuse to answer his questions? You refused to answer his.
Hey, hold on, everybody. I want to ask a question to the panel. I'm gonna bring a question to the panel.
So you know what you're doing.
Do you think religious people, and that goes for all religion, have a mental illness? Let's deal with that. Do you think religious people are mentally ill? Suntan just came in and said, yo, let me attack this first. Go ahead, Suntan.
Peace to the panel, peace to my brother Apostle and all the believers, because I won't call it a sickness, I would call it a zeal.
Hold on, believing in talking donkeys and snakes is not a mental illness, brother.
No, what it is.
Believing
hear me out.
Believing that Jesus is going to crack the sky and a bunch of horses and chariots is going to come from the sky and fight. You don't believe that's mental illness, brother?
It's horseless chariots, Si.
Whatever. You know what I mean?
Can I finish?
Finish.
Go ahead, Sam. Side the one that
Here's
needs
the thing.
training, man. He keeps interrupting you.
Here's the thing. People are, even me as myself, I was indoctrinated into that sort of religion side. And
so what are you indoctrinated in now?
Let him finish, Apostle.
Okay. When you get the mindset, and our minds are very strong. So, when you get that mindset and you've been taught a certain way, it's hard to break away from it. And that's the only thing that I can say for people. You know, they become dogmatic and they become automatically stuck into what they was taught because of fear.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you right now today, and I know Pastor man enough to forget it. It's the fear of God that won't let him walk away from it.
Not afraid, shaking. No.
No,
respect.
Apostle.
No, I'm just straightening you out. It's not.
Well, now you're
I'm
not straightening me out,
man.
right?
I'm not afraid of no man.
Can I finish? I don't mean what you're talking about. What I mean is the fears in your heart. You are physically and mentally scared to do something against.
I don't want to do nothing against God.
Right.
I choose not to. Has nothing to do with fear.
Oh, the fear is the.
Do you disrespect your parents? Did you disrespect your parents?
Can I say this?
Let him talk. Let him talk, Apostle.
Nah, I'm asking him a question.
But you can't. You got to let me talk. Then I'll answer your question. You understand? Because the fear you got is the fear that's within you. Like and Science, my man, he believes what he believes. But it's I was telling my sister this yesterday. She drinks really bad, and then she's not a total alcoholic, but when she drinks, she's going to fear. And I was telling, because she'll get to going into this thing that we would talk. The demons are out here, brother. The demons are going to, she'll go off into this thing, right? And what I told her yesterday, Tina, you got a higher side of you and a lower side. The devils are within you. You own and you possess the power to manifest this demon. Only way that you don't have the power is you mentally unstable, which has been diagnosed by some professional.
That's right, Santan. You learn and teach, brother.
What these are facts, right? Because the higher side of you, you're gonna have it's a point that you won't go beyond.
There you go.
Because of your inner you, right?
There you go.
And when I say apostle, it's fear of God, because it's literally fear. I'm a 65-year-old man, I got away from just that narrative, like about when I first started listening to sa.neter in 2015, 2016. And I was shaking in. So I'm gonna tell you, and I'm a grown man, apostle. I was literally, fear about what would happen to my soul. So the thing is, and I'm not saying you like me, everybody's different, right? But I have grown and got another understanding, which is the same, because I do not God. I would not cuss God. I would not do nothing against nobody's God. But what I will do is mind my business and keep my thoughts to myself and be a good man and try to always concede if I have to. And I don't have to fight or pull no guns or do nothing unless I'm scared. You make me scared, I'm going to break you off something proper. So all I'm going to tell you is like this here. It's the fear of the Lord that got you people in check.
That's right.
What it is.
That's right. Go ahead, Apostle. Go.
I'm going to tell you right now, that's your fear talking, because I've never been afraid.
Well, you won't have no respect.
Let me finish.
You was
let me finish. Y'all jumped on me to let the man finish. Let me finish. I'm not afraid of no man, and I don't have to fear my God. I don't have to. I fear through respect. The same fear I give my parents. Respect. The same fear. All right? I'm not afraid. I choose not to do wrong. If I want to do wrong, I can do wrong. I've done wrong before. I choose not to do it anymore. I choose to respect my wife, not to rule over my wife. I'm not afraid of my wife. See, that's you talking. Those are your fears that you're trying to put on me. You understand? That's psychosis. When you try to put your fear on another person. I don't have to fear God. I love the Lord because he loved me first. I choose to dedicate my life to him. I did it as a Christian, and I do it now as an Israelite. Okay? It's unfortunately that so many others walked this road but gave up. They fear. They feared to continue the path that they started. See, I done been a Christian, he done been a Muslim, he done walked with this one, he done did that, and now he's up in it, whatever he is. I don't change things like that. I don't go with the wind.
You know why you don't?
No side.
Nah, you know why you don't? Because you don't elevate. That's why you're not growing.
You can't even.
You are stuck in a box and you're not evolving, you're not elevating, and that's why you don't change. Everything in life changes, brother. Nothing in life stays the same. And nothing in life stays the same. If you're staying the same, then you're stuck in a box. Yeah. Nothing in life stays the same.
Apostle, what does Proverbs 1-7 say?
If you're not evolving in knowledge and information, then brother, you done. Go ahead, Apostle, finish.
I wish you respect the people on this show, that the same commands you give them, I wish you just abide by them, because it's hard to allow your guests to operate when you're cutting them off and interrupting them, and then you tell them not to cut nobody else off.
Well, I can do that, brother. This is my show. You guys keep forgetting.
No, you don't have to be rude to make your point. It's just that you're scared. That's why you put me in the back. You're scared of what I'm going to say, how I'm going to say it. Other than that, you wouldn't put me in the back like you just did. So now, you know, y'all don't worry about how much of the book I read or how much I believe, and you know, I'm 70 years old. I got him by 5 years. So he gonna sit there and tell me he's 65 and that's gonna mean something to me? No, don't mean nothing. No.
Go ahead, Suntan. You finished, Apostle?
Might as well be. Y'all
Go ahead, Suntan. Wake him up.
Hey, Zach, I just want to be clear to Brother Apostle. I wasn't just you moving the goalpost, you flipping it like I'm just saying you. I don't mean you. I mean people in general, Christian people, man.
Well, just say what you mean.
Believe it. See, you won't shut up. That's your problem.
I just said say what you mean. Mean what you say. Don't say me if you don't mean me.
Why are you steady talking, man?
Because I'm correcting you.
You know you can't correct me, man. I know what the hell I'm talking about.
I just
Anyway,
did.
what I'm trying to tell you is this. I'm not specifically pointing my finger at Apostle. I mean the Christian faith. People who are in the Christian faith had a fear of the Lord. And if you don't want to believe that, that's on you. I didn't say Apostle. Just you.
No, you said you. You told me.
Because you
spoke to me.
You part of it.
No, you spoke to me. Don't act like you didn't. Don't get scared now and act like you didn't call me out. You said
call you out.
You said Apostle.
Why don't you shut up, man?
Apostle got fear.
You
That's
got
what you
big
said.
fear.
So don't change it up now. Act
You a
like you didn't
hypocrite,
say it.
man. That's all
No,
I
be a
want to
man.
say. You
Be a
very
man.
hypocritical.
Be a man.
Because listen, can I say something?
Sure,
When
you can
go to
say
bed at
anything. Be
night,
a man.
when you go to bed at night, you get on your knees and pray. And if you forget to pray, you scared.
I'm not scared.
You know how that works. Yes,
If I forget to pray,
Let him finish.
God understands. I don't have to be afraid because I forget to pray.
I want to just
God
say
understands.
this. Sorry, I just want to say this because, you know, Pastor a good
Speak
guy.
about
man.
yourself, man.
Pastor is a good guy. He just dogmatic. And them kind of people,
There you go
just
again.
let them be.
Now you going to say I'm dogmatic.
Let the brother finish, man.
And all you do, Pastor, is look up dogmatic. Look up in the dictionary what dogmatic.
I know what dogmatic mean, man.
Finish.
So in closing, I would say this. I have learned in 65, he's 75. Good. But that ain't got nothing to do with it. You learn as you, the man who cannot learn no more, you might as well go ahead and go and be a hermit or something. I learn something every day. And I'm thankful for Sai. That's why I support this platform, because
thank you, sa.neter.
But listen, Sai, you have more than one side of the pole to sit on. You out the box. And I'm glad you've been around Muslims and all of these people, because you have learned.
Yeah.
So I'll leave it there, because I don't want to upset this man. He's a good guy, man. He just got his own way, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Right?
Would you and Apostle ever get in the ring? You think you'll get in the ring with Apostle?
Man,
Tomorrow.
Apostle couldn't hang with me.
I'll do it tomorrow.
We can do it right now. We can do it now.
I'll do it right now.
Nah, not right now. Tomorrow sounds better.
Let's do it. Because see, look, I'm gonna tell you this, brother, because I listen to other brothers. You taking a European narrative and making it your own.
One thing I don't do, brother.
That's all
One thing I don't do. One thing I don't do is draw opinions about people.
I do.
Let me finish.
Go ahead.
One thing I don't do, because I got enough respect for people, is draw an opinion of people based on what they believe. I don't do that. I don't attack people because what they believe. I can debate what you believe, but I'm not going to sit here and talk about you personally. I'm not going to say you this way because you're afraid. I'm going to allow you to be you. Okay?
Okay.
As far as support sa.neter, I support sa.neter.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Even though I disagree with sa.neter, I support. I don't have to agree with you in order to support you.
sa.neter, you flipping too fast, bro.
All right, let me bring on Moses, man. He's throwing up something. What you got, Moses?
Okay, so sa.neter, man, I always have to give you pushback when you come on here talking about God, and I'm having to show people what it is that I'm talking about. I ain't never really sourced up, but see, I'm at the crib, I'm chilling, I'm on the computer, so now I can share a screen. So go back to that one that showed God, because you keep saying that God and the devil is the same thing. Y'all think that the devil and Satan is the same thing. So let's look at these words according to the biblical people, the people that live over there in that East African territory that's called Canaan. And we all know that Canaan is a colony of Kemet. So basically what you're looking at is what these words mean to people in Kemetic territory, not according to no Hebrew Israelites. It was the Phoenicians that was in that area. So those references up there, that 430, where it said G said, let the waters under the so on and so forth. That's God said, let the waters under the, and all of those numbers are the same. So when you read what God is, which is actually over there, they're saying Elohim. Elohim, they're not saying God. And the definition, according to them, you see in there where it says magistrates, that's plural. And it finishes out at the bottom with great judges, mighty. So this is God is Elohim. This is a pluralistic. This is basically the Supreme Court in the first civilization, bro. So when you talk about waters being divided and earth being built upon, these are just people building civilization, bro. This is not the invisible man doing all of the stuff that these Hebrew Israelites is talking about. This is us building, bro.
Moses 777. Let me ask him a question, though. Hold on, Apostle. I want to ask him a question, though.
Yeah, I want to ask reading from the modern Hebrew, saying it ain't Hebrew.
Man, listen.
Okay.
sa.neter, look. Go now. Switch over.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me ask you this question, though, Moses. Do you believe? Wait, hold on. Do you believe that God created everything?
Hold up. I'm sorry. Let him finish. He want to finish.
Okay. Okay.
I'm talking to sa.neter when he keeps saying that God and the devil is the same thing. Now switch over.
They are.
All right. So now this is the definition for the English word devil. There is no devil in that old Canaanite territory. That language, these letters don't exist. What does it mean to those people? So the number there is 1228, which is a reference for their language. And in their language, they're saying bakbuk. They're not saying devil. And what does bakbuk mean to them?
The word would have been.
It says a
Let's sa.neter. Son, you gonna respond?
No, I'm not.
Let him finish, brother. You gotta let him finish.
Okay.
Bro, according to the professor that studied these people's language, devil to them means a bottle, from the gurgling and emptying of a bottle. Now, what does this have to do with people in Africa? The emptying out of a bottle. What does that is referring to melanin recessive people. In Africa, when you are a melanin recessive person, you are a devil because you are cursed. The sun is messing you up. The sun can kill you in your own homeland. You gotta flee your homeland because you a devil. Devil ain't got nothing to do with y'all thinking about Satan. Now flip to the other one, it's the other word, Satan. There is no S-A-T-A-N in those people's language over there in Canaan. Those letters don't exist. To them, the word is pronounced Satan, and it says opponent, Satan, the arch enemy of good. This is not the invisible man. This ain't no dude running around with a pitchfork. You know how many people, everybody that's in prison right now that got accused of breaking the law, that is a Satan sitting in prison. Jeffrey Dahmer, Timothy McVeigh, George Zimmerman, the dude that killed Philando Castile. We see Satan every day on television. Satan is not the invisible man. And as you can see, sa.neter, God and Satan is not the same thing. God and devil is not the same thing. Please stop calling your ancestors. We did have albino ancestors. We did have melanin recessive ancestors.
All right, Moses. Let me let Asar 7 tear that shit up.
All right. All right, let's go.
Yeah, Asar.
Okay.
Remove your screen.
I got something I want to share, sir.
Yeah. You would agree with me, Moses 7:7, that God created everything, right?
Our ancestors created the first civilization. Yes, I agree with that.
Okay, so even the evil intent, I'll go by your premise, right? Evil intent comes from human beings, correct?
Yes, that's why we are gods. That's the reason why we create laws, statutes, and commandments, because we know people going to do evil stuff, and we got to put that in check. As gods, that's what
not people. Whoever create, all human beings have evil intent. It ain't no people. We all do. We looked at ourselves and saw the evil intent. That evil intent is what the devil is. And when sa.neter uses the word devil versus the word Satan, he's using it in the social construct that we do as Americans in America, using English. He's not using it in the way that you're doing it, because he's using it in a way that we all can understand. Yeah, you're right. You may be technically right about devil and Satan, but you understand what he's saying when he say God and devil is the same. Because God created the devil, or that evil intent is within you, just like the good intent is within you. Both simultaneously exist, brother. It's positive and negative. You can't have the negative. You can't have the positive without the negative side. You can't have the negative without the positive side. They are one. Moses 7:7 and 7. And what you're doing is you're mixing your story with actual tangible proof of who we are as human beings every day. Like sa.neter said, we are the God and the devil, as the metaphorically as the book would speak on that. That's right. What we are.
All right, Apostle. Hold up. Let me let Inside Out go, Apostle. And then we got Kassad up in the building. We got to get Kassad in here.
Hey, I like what the brother said, who was just speaking, because if you look at the plus sign, right? The plus sign is the plus sign, and if you take out the straight up and down line, you got the negative. But they're both the same. So yeah, that brother's right. sa.neter is right. Now I want to speak to what Elder Santan was saying earlier. He is definitely right about fear. And how do I know he's right about fear? Because I was that. Man, I was afraid.
I was too.
Right. I was yes, I was afraid. I was afraid of being ostracized by friends and family. I was afraid that something bad would happen to me or somebody close to me. I was scared. Yeah. I'm telling you, I was scared. And then even in the book, when you look at the consequences of going against God, you don't think that'll pump fear into a believing person?
Yeah.
Facts, facts.
That's scary. Yes, and that's all I want to say. But I was scared. It took me a while, man. I was scared as hell, but I ain't gonna lie.
You know why?
So he's right.
That's why Apostle is disingenuous.
Now you're gonna tell this man why he was scared, Apostle.
You know why you were scared?
No, we don't know
why.
why.
You didn't believe.
Yeah,
he told you why.
Because if you would believe, you would have found out it would have been nothing to fear. You would have found that out.
Come on, man.
You would have.
But you told us you fear.
There was nothing to fear. I don't fear.
You just said
he
Apostle.
was afraid.
Yeah, because
you fear out of respect.
I was scared to come out of the book. Hey, Elder Apostle, I was afraid to come out of the book, and the book was the book. I hear you, but listen, why I was afraid. I was afraid to even come out. I was afraid to come out of the book itself, man. I was scared to touch other information.
I know.
That's just how bad it was.
Not believe.
No, Apostle. That's
if you made God you would have known there was no reason to fear.
No, that's not true, man. He feared because he believed. That's why he.
For me,
100%. He feared because he believed.
No, hold on. I feared because I believed when I was young, as a teenager. I believed in God so much that I was scared to even say one thing negative about him. What are you talking about?
Absolutely, sir. That's what I'm saying. Man, I did believe.
You would have held on.
But
you believe your mama is your mama. That's never going to change your mind. Nothing can change your mind.
Pastor, you're wrong, man. Come on, man. You're wrong.
Children.
Man, I was scared. I was scared. Man, I was scared. I was scared to look at other information, bro. Like that's just how. And you know why? Because the book even told me to not look at other stuff, to not hear other people.
Yeah, when God said I'm a jealous God.
Tell you that.
I'm a jealous God. Take no other
right.
It did.
I don't have a problem with that.
Too much.
Right. I don't have a problem with not believing in another God.
I want to finish building with
Apostle, we all heard you say that you fear God out of respect. So you have a fear for God. So you fear. So you fear God. So don't say you don't fear God. You fear him.
Right.
You fear him.
Yep.
Hold on.
You use the word fear.
Let me get Jay in the building. Jay, what's up, Jay?
I respect my father. I don't fear my father.
All right.
Go let him let Kassad speak.
Kassad, what you got for us, brother? With all this that you're hearing, what you got for us?
John, I can be heard.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I originally jumped on the panel because, man, y'all ain't finna keep on jumping on my elder, man.
We're going to beat him up. We're going to beat you up, too. You come up with that.
It shows how much of cowards they are, man.
You can try.
It shows how much of cowards they are. But go ahead, brother.
Nah, so yeah, man, I came on. Y'all ain't finna keep on jumping on my elder about the burning bush and you know, and so forth and so on about being fearful. So if Apostle can correct me, he's not saying that, you know, he doesn't fear the Lord at all. But what I understand from what he was just saying to the brother inside out is your fear is misdirected to the point where you don't read. We read
false evidence appearing real. Go ahead.
We read other people's cultures. We read other books. We read Egyptian myths. We read all that stuff. But our faith isn't going to change by reading this. We still know, no matter whatever we read, we still know who the one true God is. So our faith and our fear is not of you can't read this, you can't understand this, you can't go and learn this.
So he really didn't believe. He really didn't believe because if he was able to be converted, he really didn't believe in the beginning.
And Kassad, he did say he did not fear God at all. He didn't say what you saying. What you saying right now is actually what we're saying. But Apostle did not say that. He said he does not fear. And then he said, I fear out of respect. And that's what then he changed up and said, I fear out of respect. And then when I rechecked him and said he fear, because he has a fear of God, but he's trying to talk around it and try to say, like, you didn't fear your mama and daddy when they whooped that behind. When my mama whooped my behind, I was scared of my mama. I respected her too, but I was scared to do wrong again because I didn't want to get my behind whooped. So you fear God, Apostle. Quit fronting.
Right.
Once again, you don't have to explain me to me. I'm gonna read something to you. Psalms
No, before you read,
verse 9.
Before you read, Apostle, before you read, I want Kassad to finish. When I left, he was talking. I came back, I heard everybody else talking.
Yeah, I let them talk though. I let them talk. So
Okay. All right, go ahead, Apostle.
So
He sent redemption. Just let me read this real quick.
Go ahead.
He sent redemption unto his people. He have commanded his covenant forever. Holy and reverence is his name. Look up the word reverence. It's a fear out of respect, out of love.
So that do
it's not a fear like I'm shaking because he's going to destroy me.
Ain't nobody said that, man.
Thank you. Nobody said that.
Being afraid.
But if you disobeyed him, he will destroy you. He said he would destroy you.
Fear out of respect. And if y'all can't respect that, then I can't help you.
I can't help you.
Because your own judgment, you're clogged up. If you can't understand what I read about the word reverence, that's on you.
I got a question, man.
Go ahead.
Let me ask Kassad something real quick.
That look good.
What the hell is that?
Hey, my wife made me a lemon pound cake. A lemon pound cake. Slam it.
Kassad, let me ask you a question. Kassad, this goes to Kassad. Hey, Kassad, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, this is the question. Have you, and I know you good enough to tell it just like it is, you man enough to tell me, have you ever feared and thought that it was a real hell that burning with brimstone?
No.
Okay.
I did when I was young.
I did too.
I did when I was young too. I did.
Okay, if he said that, I'm gonna hold it too.
Hell, you looking at it every day. You live.
I think most of y'all just scared people.
In the
you
lake
scared
of
when you
fire.
went to school.
Pastor, that don't make you no big man talking.
You know the niggas outside waiting to take your money from you. Y'all just scared people.
So as a child, you was just Superman, huh? You had no fear as a child, huh? You didn't believe in the boogeyman. You believed in a burning bush and a talking donkey, though. But you, as a child, you didn't believe in things that could your imagination could run away with, Apostle. You over here fronting again. You ain't Superman.
America
you can't even keep your arguments straight. You try to get
my arguments are straighter than any argument you ever made, Apostle. You the crooked argument speaker every time you on this panel. You going left when everybody going right.
All right.
Yeah. So to answer you a little bit. To answer you a little bit more in depth, sometime. Actually, bro, when I was a kid, bro, I was agnostic. I borderline was atheist. I literally
I don't believe that. I don't believe that, Marcus, man.
You don't have to.
How old was you when you was an agnostic? How old were you?
Bro, throughout my entire childhood.
How old? Tell me.
And all my childhood, bro. I used to literally, me and my grandma used to get in arguments. I remember one time, I told her, there ain't no God. And she looked me dead in my face and she told me, boy, get the hell out of my face. And told me, get out of her room. So,
dude, I used to believe that the devil was under the ground. I used to believe that God is up in the sky. All that stuff.
Most people did.
Hold on,
Most people did.
Hold on. All that stuff that Apostle taught me when I was a kid. Because remember, Apostle was a reverend at one time. Before this, he was a pastor. So he was in the church teaching this bull crap. And he taught me that God was under the ground and that the devil was underground and that heaven was up in the sky. That's what Apostle taught me.
So
facts.
Nigga, I ain't never taught you. You talking about facts. I ain't never taught you shit. What you talking about? I didn't even know you when you was a kid, nigga. And if you would have listened to me, you would have been much better off.
All right, watch this. Watch this. Watch this, Apostle. Watch this, Apostle.
Now, you got these guys up here, man.
Hold up, Apostle. Me and you, watch this. Are you telling me that you never taught that God was up in the sky and the devil was underground when you was a pastor?
No, my church didn't believe in like a heaven in space and a hell in the ground.
So what did you teach that God was?
God was the spirit.
And where was God? Come on, man. You ain't have
you
in your church?
He's in you.
Did you have a Jesus in your church?
Yeah, we talked about, we
Did
believe
you
in
think
Jesus.
that Jesus was God?
Yeah, I used to believe Jesus and God were the
And
same.
then where was the devil?
The devil, he was loose in the earth, creating
That's
a
why I was
havoc.
scared.
That's
That's
why everybody
why
was
I was
doing
scared.
wrong.
That's
The
why.
devil was in the earth.
That's why I was scared, because you was teaching that bull crap. And yeah, you taught me that.
I didn't teach you that.
Yes, you did.
But if you would have been in the church, you wouldn't have been afraid.
Hey,
Because you would have knew the truth.
Yo, how come the word?
And when you know the truth sets you free. So you don't have fear.
Answer that.
The love of God, the fear of God is your wisdom. That's what the book says. The fear of God is your wisdom. And you would have used your wisdom to
So
bring about
when did you go through all of this, Apostle? Have you ever seen anybody come back to life? Your loved ones. Have you ever seen anyone?
I seen a baby that was brought into the church not breathing, prayed for, and started breathing. Yeah.
Have you ever seen one of your loved ones come back to life? And how do you know that they in heaven?
Not my loved ones. Nobody's in heaven. What are you
So
talking
where do you go then? You saying the afterlife?
You go to the grave.
But what about the afterlife? I'm saying you don't believe in the afterlife?
Yeah, that's later. That's not now.
No, that's what I'm asking you. Later, do you know of any one of your loved ones that's in the afterlife?
My father's my mother's in the afterlife. What do you mean? My mother ain't
How do
here.
you know? How do you know that?
Because I buried her.
Oh man. So is she living? Is she living now in the afterlife? I'm saying.
No, she sleep.
Oh,
my mother's asleep.
See,
My
that's
mother
what
is
it's
asleep.
talking about.
So you don't believe that there's a place you go to after you leave this place physically, spiritually? You don't go nowhere. So spiritually, you don't go nowhere.
Your spirit goes to the Lord. The spirit, the breath.
Where's the Lord?
Oh my God.
Wherever he's at, he's in me.
Oh wow.
Oh my
Your
God.
spirit, he
Crazy.
changes the breath. The body goes to the grave.
All right, hold on. Let's get Apostle little son up here, being that he wanted to defend him. So now, Kassad, have you ever met anybody, or do you know for sure that there is an afterlife, or any one of your loved ones? Have you ever saw one of them, or know that they are in the afterlife?
Oh Jesus!
I never seen an afterlife. I want the question that you asked Apostle though, when you
Which
said you
one?
ever seen somebody come back to life.
No, I mean, a lot of us did that. I seen that too. But I'm talking about when you.
No,
all right,
you asked me that.
Apostle, hold on, man.
But you.
Hold on. I'm talking about when I say, have you ever seen somebody come back to life? I'm talking about a day dead. Not no 5 seconds or 3 seconds. A lot of us seen that.
Right.
I'm talking about a day for 24 hours. Have you ever seen somebody come back to life after 24 hours?
Nope.
Yeah.
All right, then that's what I'm talking about, brother. Don't play games with this thing.
No, I'm just saying. You asked, have you ever seen? I'm going to say, you know what I do for a living, sir.
What you do?
Huh?
What you do?
I work on an ambulance, bro. I'm an emergency
I was
medical.
just asking, bro. You a medic?
Yeah, I'm in the emergency medical field, bro. We literally people that are like literally.
Yeah, I know. That's why.
Let me ask you this. If your heart stops beating, are you legally dead at that point, or when does your spirit separate from yourself when your heart stops beating?
Yeah, how many minutes? How long?
Well, because your heart stopped beating, it don't mean your brain
You're
is
dead.
Exactly.
So
when do they determine you that you're dead and then they come back to life? Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Most people that are resuscitated aren't actually dead. Their heart may have stopped for a moment, or
Can I say something? Good point. I mean, my uncle just died. I mean, he didn't die, but he said he could hear them. He could hear them. The doctor saying they finna watch the band before he woke up, before they actually found a pulse and brought him back to life. You know what I'm saying? He had
well, now you're
cardiac
proving my
arrest.
point.
Yeah.
You're proving my point, Jay, because there's documentaries about people who claimed to have been dead or they thought they were dead, but when they did deeper studies, that's what I'm asking. Because when the heart stopped, there was still consciousness,
They
right?
were still alive.
He could still hear. He could still hear. So when we really haven't measured when someone dies and comes really back. That's why no one's ever came back after being dead for 3 days and rose. No one's never done that. No human being's ever done that.
There's been people diagnosed in the hospital as deceased, and then they came back.
Yeah, because hospitals make mistakes. Because hospital makes mistakes. Yeah, hospitals aren't 100%.
No heartbeat, no brain. I'm saying that no brain.
How long, Apostle?
No, Apostle. No brain activity and no heartbeat. You have to show me that.
Well, sorry.
Show me that.
Sorry. They say 7 minutes. 20 minutes without oxygen. What is it? How many minutes without oxygen?
And your brain is gone after that.
Your brain is gone. There's no coming back. You'll be in a coma, or you'll be brain dead.
It only takes like literally a couple minutes.
But you won't be dead though. Your brain won't be active, but you can still keep somebody alive, right? Or they still could be alive while they have no inactivity of their brain.
Right.
Seven, let me ask you this question, Seven. So
yeah,
are you back from the dead? Yes or no?
Mentally, yes. I was reresurrected mentally.
He talking about
that's why I am a star.
Physical death.
No, I was born like every other human being.
Okay, all right.
But Asar.
Hold on, Jay. Let him finish, Jay.
All right, so Seven, Asar, can you prove to me that you was not walking this planet at least between 5
No, nobody can. Come on, man.
No, I wouldn't try to prove a negative, something that I'm not even thinking about. If I walk the earth, why would I want to prove something that I can't prove? Why would I want to try to prove something I can't?
Seven. Hold on a second, Seven, Asar. All of y'all, what I'm talking about, ain't none of y'all heard nothing about this. All right, so stop it. At least just listen and ride with your brother. At the end of this, y'all gonna be thinking about this mess tonight when you land in your bed. All right, so Seven, I gotta ask you the question again because they interrupted you while you was talking. So I'm gonna ask you the question again. Can you prove that you was not walking on this planet at least 5 generations or to 9 generations ago? You see what I'm saying?
No, I can't.
All right, let me ask you again. Okay, so your great grandfather. Can you prove that wasn't you?
Can I prove that my great grandfather wasn't me?
This was not you.
How you gonna prove a negative?
In what sense are you talking about prove? Like me actually who I am physically today?
Yes.
So was my great grandfather the same height, had the same hair color, the same eye color, the same? Do you have that information? What if my great grandfather was 6'5"? I'm not 6 feet. So
okay.
So how could we be the same person walking?
Okay, hold on a second. Okay, so that was the 5th, right? Okay, so you might not be the 5th one, but then you go back to the 6th one. Your 6th.
But see, you doing all these mights and ifs. But you're going down a rabbit hole that we couldn't answer those questions, though, brother. We can't answer those questions.
A 7. Just stick to the question. All I asked you, bro, is can you prove to everybody that was
no.
All right, so now
this is not going nowhere, brother.
I'm gonna prove it to you. This is how you know.
Crazy question.
This is when the books be talking about people coming back from the dead. This is what they're talking about. Okay, so you gave birth to 12 children, right? Those are they have your blood rolling through their veins. Now, 7, keep in mind the oxygen that you're breathing, This atmosphere is all over the planet.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on.
Well, I want you to apply that to every resurrection story in the Bible.
Yeah, I will after man stop tripping.
That's sa.neter playing that.
Right, y'all
Oh,
chill for a minute. Y'all chill for a minute. Apostle having flashbacks on the plantation, y'all. Moment of silence. Hey, I'm thank you. Hold on, Apostle. I forgot. Moments of silence for our brother that passed away today, man. Y'all know who
D'Angelo, brother D'Angelo.
All right, moment of silence. Let's give him some moment of silence, y'all. All right, may D'Angelo rest in peace. We send love to his Apostle. Go ahead, give us a prayer for D'Angelo, brother, and his family, man. Go ahead, Apostle.
Unmute yourself.
Go ahead, Apostle.
He ain't muted.
I'm saying, who was he?
Oh, he was an R&B singer, and his queen.
Oh, okay, D'Angelo.
Yeah, actually his son doesn't have neither one of his parents right now.
Hold on. Remember Brown Sugar Babe?
Yeah.
That's the brother there, Brown Sugar Babe.
I thought y'all was
come on, man. Send the moment. All right, send the prayer out to his family, man.
No, I'm not gonna do that, son. I'll pray. Don't worry about it.
You can't do it now, brother.
I mean,
that's what I'm talking about. Every time it's time for you to step up and represent, you don't do it.
I don't pray and do anything that I can be seen of people, man.
Oh man,
you done did that 2 or 3 times.
Oh man,
I don't need no audience when I pray.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna pour out some libation for him right now.
Hold on, everybody, hold on. Suntan, send out a prayer for his family, brother. Come on, man. Go ahead, Suntan. Show Apostle how to do this, man.
Yeah, show me how to do it.
May the Lord bless his family and be with and comfort them in this time of grievance. Amen.
Thank you, Suntan. Because Apostle always fall off when it's time to step up. He fall off, man.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I don't have to follow you like that, sir.
I didn't.
The Bible tells me not to pray in front of people where they pray.
Oh, the Bible say that?
No.
But it says that he keep taking it out of context. It says that when you it says when you do your alms in secret, and the Lord will reward you in secret. But when you do your alms in open, then you get your reward from the world. The people say that was nice, just like y'all did. So when you do your alms, you do them in secret, and you will be rewarded in secret.
Seems like you know more about this Bible than Apostle, though, Suntan. That's why you're ready to spank him.
Yeah, right.
We see how much he knew today. He didn't know much about the donkeys. He didn't know much about the burning bush. He didn't know much about a lot we asked him about today.
It's not that I didn't know about it. I said I don't believe in it.
No, you told me you didn't know.
Don't lie.
You said you didn't know. I asked you, what does that mean? Me and Saul asked you, what does it mean, Apostle? Apostle, you said you didn't know what it meant. And I said, you've been studying this for so long, you don't know? And you said, I just don't know. See, you have selective memory, Apostle.
I tell you what. See if you remember this. Fuck you.
Of course. Right? Okay.
Apostle getting emotional.
Of course. Yeah, he's in his feelings. He's always in his feelings.
Yeah, I'm in my feelings.
So y'all,
why he fucking with me here?
For the English
I'm in my
Well,
feelings.
because Apostle, you're over here being hypocritical. You're forgetting what you're saying. You're just talking to try to suit yourself and big yourself up instead of being an elder like you are and take accountability for something. Hey, when I'm proven wrong, I take accountability for that. Can you do that as our elders? Show us that as an elder.
You can't do that.
Apostle, show us the Hebrew definition for the English word donkey.
Inside out. Go ahead, brother.
Because we want to know if you really are correct. A lot of us, we don't even know what donkey means in the language of those people over there.
I don't know what it means.
Can you look it up for us, please? Show us instead of telling us "fuck you" and all that other stuff. Teach us.
I could. I just told you what you was reading was Hebrew, modern Hebrew, and you didn't know that.
brother.
You
Just
said you was reading Kemetic.
listen.
He's reading. What he was reading was
This
Yiddish.
platform, they
He was reading
That's
Yiddish,
Yiddish.
modern Hebrew,
the
Yiddish.
professors, they
the Masoretic
professors have
text. That's what he was reading, and he didn't know it.
just brother, just go in the
Don't ask me shit, man.
Hey, check
You
this out.
want to know what donkey means? Look it up.
Yo, that's enough of the profanity now. Come on, man.
I agree. I agree. But
Hey,
these
I
guys
want to
gotta
get
know.
back to Sa's question. This
These guys
inside
gotta know
out
what
when
they
he was
mean.
asking about when Sa
Hey, yo, hold
asked about
on. Hold on.
oh, okay. Yeah, when
Everybody,
Sa was
hold on.
okay.
Everybody, hold on. I'm starting a new stream. It's already up. The link is in the chat. Hit that link because I got Unc coming on. So y'all want to come on right quick? He's
I'll be on later on, man.
all right.
Somebody's up here that don't want to play around.
All right, peace, y'all. Hit that
Peace.
link. We live
Hey.
already.